Welcome back.
Hi.
Hello, everybody. How's it going, eh? You ready for some more Strahd and adventuring and such and such?
Is Strahd ready for us?
I don't know. You know what? Let's give a point to someone who can tell us what happened last time as to our adventures in Barovia currently.
Don't everybody speak at once.
Okay, so no one else wants to go for it?
I guess
Okay.
not.
Go ahead.
All right, well, we were chasing down the hag who was kidnapping children and selling drugged pies to people. So we went to the windmill where she was apparently making these pies. Creepy place with a lot of dark, pungent smoke pouring out of it. Met a
It's true.
suspicious raven that seemed to warn us about going in there. We went into the windmill. It was filthy and floor was littered with what we eventually realized was children bones.
Yep.
Jumble did not take that well, to put it mildly.
Nope.
So we just went apeshit on the hag, and Jumble eventually, well, turned her into a smear on the floor, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Paste. Oh, yeah.
This is
Then
true.
we did find 3 kids upstairs who were still alive, so we saved them. And they told us that the hag had 2 daughters who weren't here at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so after that, we basically looted the place, found some jewelry from apparently dead kids, 12 dream pies, which we decided to keep because, hey, dream pies have been very effective so far. Also,
Yep.
strange potions called Youth, Laughter, and Mother's Milk. Didn't stop to figure out what they did yet, but we took them. So then the kids ran for it after we decided to hang around for the daughters. Daughters returned. We threw dream pies into their faces, and yeah, that knocked them right out. So then we threw them in the oven where they made dream pies. But then, for good measure, we set fire to the windmill.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we dawdled a little too much and made a pretty big signal of, hey, we're over here. So Strahd came and met us and kind of wanted the woman who he thought was his wife, or his wife to be at least. Mordecai tried to hit him with the pie, but Strahd managed to take it from him. So, yeah.
It was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the plus side, he has a pie. Maybe he'll be more chill after he has some. Hey, come on. If all our problems could be solved with pie.
World
Especially
peace with dream pies.
Yep, made from children. Oh, yeah, then luckily someone remembered, oh, right, we were supposed to whistle for Irina and her brother to come and help us, so we all failed horribly at that.
Yeah, you guys can't whistle for
Repeatedly.
squat. We learned that much.
Eventually, once someone did whistle, Irina and her brother came speeding by in their wagon. We hopped on. We got chased by bats, who were apparently the vampires that came with Strahd, including Strahd, who was one big old bat. We did throw a pie at some of the bats. Again, pies. Come on, people.
Mm-hmm. Keyword dream pies, yes.
But yeah, they didn't want to let us go, and eventually we passed by some sort of tower that was like a giant lightning rod that seemed to strike the bats with lightning. So we fled towards the tower, and luckily the bats left us. The tower was oddly familiar to Mordecai, and so we eventually knocked on the door, and a short, pudgy man answered and hugged Jumble, saying, oh, "You're home!"
Sorry, I'm in the stream on my phone. Yes, that's currently where we are. You guys did a drug raid, stole some of the drugs, killed the distributors, were caught by Strahd, who saw your activities. And I will say that it wasn't quite the fact that you set the windmill on fire. It's the fact that you guys passed through one of his gates where he had his minions, and you guys escaped. So the word kind of spread that you were taking that path.
We weren't subtle, I guess.
Yeah, but the setting of the windmill kind of definitely put the pin on where your location was.
Or at least something of, hey, things are happening here. Maybe take a look.
Yes, exactly it. Look at me. So
We
great.
haven't quite set a fire to enough things to make it our go-to signal. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, something's on fire. It must be those guys.
Third time's a
We're not
charm.
quite
Let's
at that
see.
point yet.
Those damn kids again. I know it. Setting fires to things. So that's your guys' signal. Your symbol, basically.
our bat
Calling
symbol.
card.
We're not murder hobos. We're arsonist hobos.
That's right.
Pyromancers. I prefer that term.
Pyromantic drifters.
Yeah.
No, pyromanic. That sounds cooler.
Pyromantic. There we go. It's a new group name. The
Igniting
Pyromanics.
vagabonds. The pyromantics.
Yep.
Nice. Beautiful. You guys found your calling card. Okay, well, with that, a point of inspiration to Jumble.
Yay.
And for the rest of the crowd that does not know, we've also implemented a new rule called Devil's Advocate. The players, if they roll for something and they do not like their roll, say they want to do an investigation or a roll for their initiative or to attack with a d20, if they feel they would like a natural d20 on that roll, I will allow it. But the situation is I get to make one of their rolls at any point in time that I would like to make it a nat 1. So with that, there's some give and there's some take. The players are welcome to use that rule at any point in time. I will be keeping track, and in later shows, I will actually have a board up to put on our stream so you guys can see currently who has made a deal with the devil, aka the DM. So with that,
There's a difference.
well, it depends on how you treat me. I mean, I could be your
Oh.
devil or your angel.
Little gold for your soul.
That's right.
You're looking amazing today, Brian.
Thank you. Would you like a point of inspiration? Passing them out now.
Get a free 20 roll with that.
I could use another level.
Oh, could you? Yeah, my coffee is getting low if you want to drive over here.
Your eyes, they shine ever so brightly in the light. I can see the
Okay.
universe in them.
We'll calm down
If
on
you
the
lost
ass kissing
weight-
for now. No, but I've gained weight. Thanks for noticing.
Mass. That's how you say it.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's get back into it. So again, you guys have arrived at this mysterious tower. You are currently being chased by Strahd and his soldiers. Thankfully, this tower was equipped with a lightning rod that had currently was striking at the enemy. Strahd left, unfortunately unable to get near you guys once you guys had reached near the tower. You guys had gone to the door to either thank or see who was there, and were greeted by a small man in a lab coat who had looked up at Jumble and called him son and welcomed him home. Again, Mordecai knows this building seems very familiar, though it was not in this place previously, or at least when he had saw this building last, it was not at this location. So this is interesting to him.
Yes, very interesting.
And again, so welcome. Oh, my boy, it's so good to see you. Wow, how you grew. Look at you. Wow, amazing. He's in awe. Just excited to see you. Yes.
Have we met?
Oh, of course. I'm your father. I brought you into this world. Of course. You silly boy.
I have a father?
Well, of course, you didn't just come from nothing. I built you with my own one hand. As he makes his clamp with his claw.
It does explain a lot.
Well, you know what? You and your friends, come on in. Come in. I saw that nasty Strahd was chasing you all, and I recognized my boy anywhere out there when I saw him throwing pies and such. So I had to do whatever I could to keep you guys safe. But please, by all means, come in. And he ushers you guys in as he walks away from the door and heads back into the tower, which I will put up an image so you guys can currently see as to the tower's how it looks.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah. Thank you. I worked on it all night.
very nice.
It was an hour of my time, but
Wait
the
a
rest of the time was spent with more stuff.
Point of inspiration of the DM.
Cool. Don't say that. You might not like that.
I see there's also a picture of our host in here.
Yes. For those who were not here last time, the name currently of the host, which we will get to in a second, is actually Professor Tinkertone. So, as she ushers you guys in, are you guys following him, by the way? Are you currently staying out?
Uh,
I'll
I'm
go in.
kind of following in a bit of a daze, like I'm really just lost, but I'm at least following.
Okay. As you make your way in, Irina and Ismark are they kind of situate the horses and get them tied so that way they're not going to take off with the wagon. And they look and they kind of follow you guys in as well as they go in, kind of curious. Hand at the sword, ready to fight, but at the moment they seem to be pretty chill, so they're not getting into it too much. But yeah, come in. Oh, I'm sorry. Where are my manners? My name is Professor Tinkertone. For you guys who do not know, I actually made the lad that you guys seem to have been traveling with in this area. It's so wonderful to see you again. My gosh, to see my beautiful creature brought to life. Wow.
You have a very interesting taste in aesthetics if you consider this a beautiful creature. I do believe we will have to have words.
Oh yes, of course. Come, sit. As he does so, he motions. There is a table near the center of the room. I will actually put up an image. There's some furniture missing, so bear with me. I was using a new program currently to try and get this all straightened out. But once I went through, it did. Okay, so the front door is where you guys entered. Actually, there's two sides to it that I have not put currently on that map as well. But it seems to be the main part. To the back, you see that there is like a climbing staircase that goes around, a fireplace to the right where it seems to be a couple of chairs to the fire. One is actually cloaked with some type of cloth over it. And then actually near the left would be a table with some chairs and things like that with some food spread out. Seems to be nicely decorated. Candles, well lit, a little musky, but in this area, it seems to be a common thing. To the back of the wall, you see lines of books on bookcases that are lined up again with all different types of things. There are some of the names you can't even read. There are different languages, but there seems to be quite a bit of stuff in this room. But yes, the emotions for you guys to sit at the table, and if you're hungry, eat, drink, please. You're my guest, and you've done so well, Jumble. Wow.
Oh, Jumble sees the food and suddenly proclaims in Orcish and starts eating with gusto.
Interesting. You speak Orcish as well. Fascinating. And as you do so, Dr. Tinkertone sits kind of in front, just admiring Jumble's work. Irina and Ismark kind of sit at the table as well, still kind of cautious. Ismark, I have not seen this tower here before. Where are you from? It is not. This is very unusual to see. Dr. Tinkertone kind of looks over and is, well, we recently came to this land to just kind of check things out and see what I could find. I've heard such interesting things about Strahd and the land of Barovia. I just couldn't help it. Piqued my curiosity to just see what I could study here.
What have you learned so far in your studies about Barovia?
That's an interesting land to say the least. I don't dabble in magic myself. I'm more of a man of science, but just the sheer will that this Strahd has over this land to keep people inside is just bewildering. I've also came to study how he stayed living for so long as he seems to be immortal. If I could get my hands on that man's power as well as his blood, the things I could do and create, it's just remarkable. But I feel with Jumble here now, I can finally maybe piece this together.
Sorry,
did
you
you-
froze up for a bit.
I would say, how
Oh,
did
did I-
you how did you get this tower here, by the way? Did you use a giant hither thither staff, or
No, I'm a man of science, of course. I recently contract some of the local folk around here. You know, they travel around in the weird camps. I don't quite remember their name, but they seem to be able to make their way to and from this area. And we were able to strike a deal, and they led me in here as I learned tales of Barovia and exactly the magic that covers this land. I was curious to see if I myself could harness it, and with a little bit of coin, they seemed quite willing to do so.
Are you able to get back?
Sadly, no. I've been stuck here for some time now, but I have a feeling I will be able to find a way once I can finally get my hands on that cursed Strahd. But it's dangerous to even travel outside this tower, as I've tried multiple times now, and he's just not a man willing to let people close. And as he
Yeah,
does
he-
so, he
he's
does a slight
scary.
eye over at Irina for a second, and then goes back to looking at Jumble. Yes, yes, indeed, he is a scary man, isn't he? But I mean, look at you. You possess might yourself, Jumble. My gosh, I could never have dreamed that you would be walking around and speaking, and everything you're doing is just amazing. To see my work actually in fruition, incredible.
Um, thanks.
No, thank you. Thank
Sorry.
you for the breath in your lungs.
Sorry, Professor. I don't think he's used to being complimented so much. Most people react a little differently when they see him.
I don't understand why. I mean, no, he's a modern miracle. I myself am in awe of my own work. I mean,
How
you
did you
stranger,
make him?
Oh, well, interesting story to say the least.
Here we go.
I found various parts and different things, and I was able to put them together and sew them. And as you had seen above us with that lightning rod, I was actually able to use the gift of the life from the lightning that hit the rod, as I did all kinds of different experiments and things like that. And well, I have to say, Jumble wasn't the first creature I've tried to make, and I've made some more at learning and so on and so forth as I've done. In fact, actually, in the creation of Jumble is how I got this. As he lifts up his mechanical claw and spins it around a couple of times and puts it back down.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, well, if you must know, I mean, during the process, there was a huge explosion on the life that was given to Jumble, and in doing so, it happened, it exploded. I lost my hand in the blast, as well as was launched out of the building. I thankfully was able to live due to the fact that I landed in the ravine nearby, but I had lost my arm. Had I known that Jumble was out there moving around, I would not have called my creation a failure. I see it as a success. I am so happy to see you, my boy.
Thanks again.
Oh, again, don't worry. Thank you. Just seeing my own studies and everything I put my work in, my hypothesis, everything. Now moving in front of me is just pure bliss. Ha ha! Those fools back at the scholars as well as the schools have called me mad, but look at you now.
All of a sudden, Jumble is declaring in Abyssal, "You are the one who trapped me in this vessel."
Abyssal! Incredible! It must be from one of the other body parts I put on you. Interesting, to say the least. Quite curious.
Pathetic mortal. How do we separate?
I wish I spoke Abyssal. I have no clue what he's saying, but
He was
fascinating to say the least.
he was asking, are you the one that trapped him in this vessel, and how do we separate?
Separate? Why would you want to separate? You have the best of so many worlds in one body. Such a feat many would want. Why not embrace this? I mean, my boy, look at you. It's remarkable. You are without a doubt the pinnacle of science currently, moving around in this world.
Well, hey, thanks, pal. But so you know, so you got pots to make this. Like pots of what? Like fingernails or
Oh, no. Arms, legs, hearts, brains from separate donors, some willing, some needed convincing. But we were able to do so, and by doing so, look at you, remarkable.
Huh. Uh, I don't know what I was expecting, but I guess I didn't expect to be dead and not dead at the same time. Hmm.
Well, that's the remarkable part of it. You are a non-living thing sewn together and strapped to a chair in which I implemented different various potions and things of that of alchemy as well as science as I lit up the sky with lightning and struck you with it to breathe life into your lungs, which I may say
Lightning,
are from
lightning, very, very frightening. Ooh.
very, very
Ooh.
frightening indeed.
Remember tingling? Ooh. Maybe you'd like to try. You look like you could use a jolt.
Oh, trust me, I've had my fair share of jolts in my day. Many failures, and now with you, maybe even more successes with your cooperation, of course.
Oh, I insist. Come on. And I pick him up by the back of the neck. I'll roll for athletics.
Okay.
Oh, 27.
Okay. You definitely pick him up by the back of the neck, and he's in awe, and clapping with his metal claw in hand. Is astounding the strength. Do you see this? My word, boy.
Okay, so where do we go for the zapping? Because I could go for some fried chicken right now.
Fried chicken, you say? Well, there's some on the table if you really must, but I really would not do so if I were you.
Don't bring the chicken to
upstairs-
life.
The upstairs from which we are currently doing our experiments is not really a place you might want to avoid at the moment.
Experiments.
You know what? On second thought, let's go for some fried duck. He looks like a quack.
He makes jokes too. Do you hear this? This is modern amazing. My word, boy. He chuckles in his little clap.
You have body parts upstairs or something?
Well, of course. Why wouldn't I have body parts? I mean, I'm a man of science. I currently am trying to bring many things to life after the failure I thought was Jumble, now a success. I've tried to recreate these steps a few times. And being here in Barovia, I was hoping to find some of these mystical materials from this plane to try and help further my studies along.
No, still while I'm holding him. But now this is a lot to take in here right now.
Oh,
But I guess I'll just
excellent.
cut to the nitty and gritty of it. Who was I?
Who weren't you is the question you should be thinking about.
Who was I, you son of a bitch? I had a life. I had something to live for. I
What do
might have
you...
even had a family.
I couldn't tell you. Not every body part that I gathered was done by my own hands. No, 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 no.
You are a sick little man, you know that.
I've been called many a thing. Sick, I don't seem to think so. I mean, shouldn't you be happy and excited to have this life you have now? Look at you. You're a modern wonder.
I toss him down. I get dreams, I get thoughts, I can't even tell which one of us is which at this point. I knew I had a life. I knew they all had a life at some point. And for the life of me, we can't figure out where one of us ends and where one of us begins. We ain't got names. We ain't got past. We hardly got a future because we could hardly agree on what the hell we're doing with each other. You think this is funny? You think this is a gift? Godsend?
Well, of course, you weren't alive. Now you are. And some of you were not living when I got you. I gave you a second chance at life. And if one of my associates had brought you in, what kind of life could you really have had? I'm sure some of you may have actually given your life for coin, maybe to better your family. Some of you weren't even breathing when I dug you out of the graves. So you should be thankful. I am grateful to have you here. With you here now, I can do so much more.
Oh, you ain't going to do much anything of anything anymore, my friend. And I get out my great sword. You are one sick little puppy, and I think it's time we cut you to the curb.
Okay,
But-
I'm gonna actually need you guys to roll something now.
Oh
That being
God.
said, but not initiative.
time.
By the way,
Whoa.
real quick, we're being rated. I want to say hey.
Hi everyone.
Welcome.
Hey.
Thank you for the raid.
Yeah.
We are
thank
currently
you.
learning some backstory of one of our fine players here, Jumble. Just learned that he was created out of various parts.
And he's not
So
very
we're-
happy about it.
No, he is not.
Part of him is not very happy about it.
A part of him.
Family drama.
Yeah.
What are we rolling there?
One of the many voices. What do you think you'd roll for hearing someone currently move around?
Perception.
Probably, yeah,
Yes,
perception.
perception. Roll perception, please.
I got a 12.
Uh,
Ooh,
hang
finally,
on.
17.
I got
I'm gonna-
13.
I'll add a d6 to mine. I've got knowledge from a past life. Okay, that's a
Which one?
14 for me. Better.
Okay. Yeah, the rest of you are just kind of like wondering about. You're getting ready to throw down currently, after seeing Jumble reach for his sword. Like it's like, all right, looks like you're starting to fight. Marilyn, though, you noticed that one of the chairs currently covered in cloth is beginning to stand up.
What?
Guys, that chair moved. The
Well-
cloth is standing up.
Well, of course it moved. I think I've done the charade long enough. It's okay, assistant. You can stop the act now. It's
Assistant.
quite
Assistant?
clear that Jumble is very upset, and I wouldn't want to push him any further. That's for sure.
Wait, what? Why am I holding my sword?
Jumbo.
Wait, who are you?
Damn it, Jumble.
As he's like, well, I'm actually the one who did make you. I apologize. I want to do a little theatrics because it does get boring in here, and I'd like to, spicing things up a little bit. And as he does so, which I'm going to apologize for the sketch, which is not finished yet, but this actually is the real Professor Tinkertone.
Looks like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, that was my thought. Which
It's a
isn't
great
exactly
sketch,
reassuring.
Well, looks like we got to change him again because that's not going to fly.
Well, hey, come on. Willy Wonka had a scary tunnel. I'm pretty sure it fits.
Gene Wilder
I
was
mean-
pretty scary in that scene.
Yeah, I was going to say, at
It
least
is.
it's the Gene Wilder version.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Yes, I did base him off Gene Wilder, and yes, he's based off Willy Wonka. Yeah, he stands up and takes off the cloth, and ta-da! He hits his cane against the ground a couple of times, like, my boy, I am the real Professor Thomas Tinkertone at your service.
And who's this?
Yeah.
Well, if you must know Mordecai, my previous assistant, this is my new assistant. His name is Fidget. Say hi, Fidget. And he kind of waves, shaking a little bit scared after seeing you go for your blade. He's like, hi, I'm sorry. He put me up to it. Well, of course. I mean, you are
I have
my
two
assistant, bro.
dads?
Oh, just one. To further the story, some of the information that Fidget may have left out that I didn't give him, Mordecai here actually helped retrieve some of your body parts. He was my
Really?
previous assistant. Oh, yes, of course. Man like myself, and in search of answers from science. Being the artificer that he is, was very curious about the work I was doing, but unfortunately, Mordecai just didn't have the stomach for the work that needed to be done, so he didn't get to see Jumble come to fruition. And I myself missed as well, as that blast did, in fact, push me out of the tower. But unlike Fidget here, I managed to keep all my digits as he waves his hands around.
Fidget's missing digits.
Yeah, Fidget is definitely missing some digits. Yes, you can see Mordecai. And I see you still have all yours.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done a lot of research and stuff since you've been on the road? Left so long ago?
More inward thinking, more soul searching in the research side of that. After
Hmm.
assisting you, kind of felt maybe you're a little ethically challenged.
Well, not everyone has the stomach to do my work, of course, but it's work nonetheless. Jumble, you look perplexed, but speaking of souls, after listening to you speak Abysmal as well as Orcish and a few other languages, I am so impressed. And how are you guys all doing in there? Is there Do you react? Do you talk? Do you speak differently?
Wait, who are you guys talking about? I,
Does that answer
well,
your
see, the
question?
funny thing is, he's not in on the joke.
Oh, so you keep some of your souls. That is, wow.
Oh, I tell you, it's a real hoot when you shake a guy and then you leave him holding the knife.
Mm,
I ought to show you guys sometime. That's a good one. That's a good one.
that indeed is a good one.
Oh.
Gosh, I'm so glad you're home, boy. There's still so much to do. And I must say, I have progressed greatly since the last one. I've learned so much. But alas, I mean, you're all weary from your travels. You've been dealing with this Strahd, as I've been dealing with him myself. He's not a man to give up his secrets so easily, as you guys are well aware. Very persistent, but the good old lightning rod above kind of keeps him at bay, thankfully.
I will
I
say that's
see you
very
have-
impressive.
Oh, thank you, Mordecai. I've been working, as you can tell, as I brought the tower here and rebuilt it.
You've been very busy.
Quite busy. I've learned so much. And you brought Irina with you as well, and her brother. Fascinating. No wonder Strahd's got such a passionate chase for you right now.
That's
And I can, yes. Oh, and a Vanderloft. My word, you guys travel interestingly. Incredible. Just simply incredible. But this might be a conversation for another time. I'm sure you're all tired and would love to get some rest. So if you'd like, you're welcome to stay here. I have plenty of rooms aside for you all. We can discuss more in the morning and try and piece some things together, and maybe we can get you guys set up and ready to go and on your way.
As long as you don't try to experiment on us while we're sleeping.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
sleep now.
you're astute, Mordecai. I wouldn't do such a thing. I mean, most of the time, I let you guys handle the work when it came to that. I was more of the on-hands person, never behind the scenes, as you know. But I am going to retire myself for the night. I've had a long day of work, and Fidget here has had a long day of taking my orders. So, Fidget, make sure they get whatever they need before they go to bed, and I will see you guys in the morning. Toodles! And he waves as he picks up his cane and walks up the spiral steps.
I'm kind of lost here. I mean, I have a dad, but not really a father kind of dad. And what's this about other people? I,
It's gonna be okay, Jim.
yeah, I think I could use a good night's sleep.
We're here for you,
Yeah,
Jumble.
I think that's what I'll do.
Family sucks.
But it's family nonetheless. Irina and Ismark kind of look at each other. Well, if you would be so kind, Fidget, to show us to our rooms, we would love to get some rest as well. And Fidget kind of nods like, yes, certainly. Come this way, please, please. We've all had a long day. Jumble, my boy, still so good to see you. And I do apologize for deceiving you earlier, but as you may not know this, but the doctor does love a good rib, and unfortunately, it was at your guys' expense. But it's been so boring here. I apologize. He gets this way sometimes. He's crazy. don't let him say it like that, please. And he waves his hand towards one of the doors to the left that leads to a big room with multiple cots.
They're
Oh.
all staying together.
Oh, well, of course. Is there a
Wow.
problem?
Used to my own space, but fine.
Well, unfortunately, some of the other spaces are currently occupied with things you may not want to sleep next to.
Sleep in the experiment room.
Oh, yes, the experiment room. You know, Mordecai, you should definitely come check out some of the work we've been doing. You might actually be thrilled to see the advances that Doctor really has made. I'm sorry, Professor.
Right.
I remember to say Professor. And he
Yeah.
holds his claw like something had happened to him before for misusing his name.
Oh my. Yeah, I would be curious to see what the old professor's been up to.
Oh, by all means, of course. I mean, we'll be starting work tomorrow if you'd like to stay around for a bit.
We shall see.
Indeed. Well, then, I wish you guys all the best. Have a great night's sleep, and we'll see you in the morning. And he bows goodnight to you all, turns back around, and heads out the door as he takes the candle with him. The room has a few candles around the area for the most part, but it's mainly just a couple of what are they called? I should know the name of this, but like bedside tables with some candles, things of that nature, at the steady.
Jumble just kind of drops into his bed, staring up at the ceiling, because, yeah, he's got a lot to process right now.
Arena kind of sits next to you and just puts her hand on his shoulder. It's like, I can understand how hard it must be. Family is difficult sometimes. And hearing
Yeah, that
such
really
news,
sounds
I
bad.
can only imagine the amount of ideas running through your mind right now. Just all kinds of questions. But if this professor is a kind soul, then I'm sure he will give you the answers that you deserve.
Yeah, he sounds like a real kind soul, all right. You know, digging up bodies. Yeah, I'm sure that's a real kindness. You got him really pegged there, sister. Yeah.
Well, that does not sound like a kind thing now that you say that, but I'm sure there was a good explanation. I mean, you have life, you have purpose. And now you must figure out what that purpose is, but yet you are here, so the gods must want you for something. So take heart in that, my friend. And I do hope you get some sleep tonight. And she goes back by her brother as they get their cots ready and they lay down to go to sleep.
Guess I'll sleep way over there.
Over where?
Way as far away from the others as I can.
You put some space between you and everyone else. The few cots, like maybe 2 or 3, like you space yourself out like you're at a urinal. You don't want to be near anyone.
Mhm.
Battle Cat. The Battle Cat will walk over and just kind of do a circle and then lay at your feet.
Good battle cat.
By Maryland's feet or Mordecai or
Maryland's
Jumbles?
feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hellcat does so. Curls right up with his weird metal body.
Good.
Weird little mechanical purr.
Nice cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a diesel engine running.
I'm gonna get so much sleep.
I think is everyone going to sleep then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Long rest.
Okay, yep. Everyone get a long rest. Bring up your points if you haven't done so now. All your skills, so on and so forth. Complete reset. Ready for the next day.
No one got kidnapped while we were sleeping.
Nope. Everyone is still
that's
in their
nice.
cots.
That's good.
Res-
Yep.
Respect for the professor went up a little bit. It's true to his word.
Not that much.
Just a little bit.
You all wake up and you see that nothing's been taken. You're still alive. Nothing is missing for the most part. You still have all your limbs. And interesting enough, you get the smell of food, freshly baked, maybe some eggs, some bacon, things of that nature.
Ooh.
And it smells almost like a feast currently in the room. So, Irina and her brother Ismark get their belongings and stuff together and dressed as they head out into the room in which is the main room on the bottom floor.
Well, Jumble shuffles along. He's yeah, he rested, but he's definitely not looking like he rested well.
On your mind. Or
Yeah.
maybe minds.
Ha.
Anyway, so you get out there and you're greeted by the professor. Hey, hi. Look at you all. Did you guys sleep well? I hope you did. Jumbo, I'm sure you maybe had some questions, but again, we have the time now. We can get some of those answered now that everyone's had a nice full rest. I've made breakfast for you all. By all means, set the table, eat, please. My assistant will be back down shortly as well. I've summoned grab a couple things from upstairs, and we can continue the conversation from where we left off last night. Please, please enjoy.
I'm going to investigate the
Oh.
breakfast.
Yep.
21.
Okay, it's just normal breakfast. There's
Legit
no
bacon.
poison. No,
We're good.
Yeah, legit bacon, legit eggs, legit cinnamon rolls,
It's not modified or
legit biscuits, legit gravy.
better not be turkey bacon either.
It is legit breakfast. It has not been roofied by the good professor.
Okay.
Well, Jumble kind of reaches and says something in Orcish, and then just kind of backs off like, yes.
Orcish, still so wildly entertaining. You know what's weird? Your body is actually made of about 40% orc, in case you didn't know.
That's it.
I don't understand it myself, to be honest, whatever you're speaking, but I do know that I'm not sure exactly. It's an interesting concept to think about with all these souls inside your body. Just how much is each person in control and how much do they know? Fascinating still. You know, I'll tell you something right now. I've made others like you, Jumble, and they seem to only have one personality for the most part. So to see you moving around with all these different personalities is astounding, to say the least. And he sits down himself to a nice cup of coffee and takes a sip while studying you and looking you over.
I mean, like, I guess the big question for me just is, I mean, why make me?
Well, as a man of science, I saw a challenge in creating life outside of the ways made with magic, and I wanted to see just exactly if it was possible to do so. And I apologize if that's not a good answer for you, but that's the only answer I have. I wanted to challenge myself and to bring life into this world outside mysticism as well as the other channels that are currently used. I wanted to do so with science. I wanted to see just what I could do given the opportunity. And here you are, living and breathing. No magic involved, no mystical potions, no deals with any deities or demons or gods, strictly of my own sheer will.
You do
And
not dabble in the dark arts. And an abyssal again, so.
abyssal, and that I do understand, the dark arts. No, I'm not one to dabble in the dark arts, to be honest. Though, if you're speaking abyssal, I would almost want to say that you do dabble in the dark arts. Fascinating. Do you have any backstory you could tell me? Any past memories?
I remember ripping limbs from limbs and devouring flesh and then using their skulls as trophies.
You understood all of that?
Oh, of course, assistant. Mordecai. Come on.
Ex-assistant, okay?
Ex-assistant. Ugh.
Still have all my
You're
digits,
such a
remember?
baby about this. I still can't believe this. Look at the work you've done. Your hand in this. To see it walking and moving around, would you ever have dreamed?
Dream is a reality. I should say your dream.
Indeed, and my dream now walks, breathes, lives, and is speaking abyssal at me about the skulls in which he has taken food from and the limbs he's tore.
And you
Never
somehow
would I
think
ever have done that.
you somehow think this is okay.
Why wouldn't it be? I have literally changed the rules of life. And not by giving so much gold to resurrect a body, not by making a deal with some demon or god in order to bring something to life, but by my own hands and my own thoughts. Through sheer science and willpower, Jumble moves and speaks and breathes.
But you can't explain it.
And he looks pissed. He's frustrated now.
Oh, hey, the guy's got a good point there. I mean, you said yourself, what kind of a unique situation. So, where's the secret sauce here? Yeah?
Well, it's funny you say that because, as Mordecai pointed out, I don't know how exactly it all seemed to work. I know the steps I took, but how exactly you're able to live and breathe with countless personalities and souls is still a mystery, but it's one I'm hoping today we can figure out. And with your cooperation, we may be able to do so.
What kind of cooperation?
By my boy, a study of Jumble, of course. Now that you're here, we could get a sample of your blood, maybe run a few tests. You know, simple things like that. And if that doesn't get some answers, then we could always just tear you down and build you again, Jumble.
Rolled 7 on an insight check. Sense his
you're
motives on
suspicious
that.
about what's going on, but you still have no clue.
Okay, 24 on my insight.
Jeez.
Looking at him now, you can definitely tell that he sees you more of less not as a person, but as an experiment and one he would like to know more about. So he's really thinking about just dissecting you basically and figuring out how exactly you came to keep breathing after his experiment went so well.
You know, I always thought I had daddy issues. I can really get why now. Oh, wow. You know, I always thought my life was bleak and meaningless and pointless and a whole mess of chaos. So it's oddly gratifying to find that it's true. Ah, ah. You know, I think I might need to tear you limb from limb. Yeah, I think I'm going to start doing that.
That was not an
Jumbled.
answer I was willing to accept. And Jumble does what now?
Just kind of slowly walks over to the professor, like, yeah, I'm just going to do that. Out for a Sunday stroll, tear people limb from limb.
That's sad to see. I was really hoping for your cooperation, Jumble. I thought maybe you would actually like to know exactly how you came to be, to exist, and figure out exactly the wonder that you are and get to the bottom of this. But since you don't, and he snaps his finger, and I need you guys all to make dexterity saves.
No. 21.
I'm still looking for it.
Yikes.
Ooh,
Oh,
natural
20.
20,
Uh-oh.
but 21.
Oh.
Zildred, suddenly you start feeling very, very tired, and you just completely crash your head into the table with the food on the plate. Irina and Ismark do the same thing, almost like they completely pass out. The rest of you notice that there's a weird smell in the air now. Very unusual.
Something smelly.
And as you do so, the professor has gotten up now and slicks away, staring off, and is like, incredible. You're still standing. 3 of you are. Interesting to say the least. And as he does so, oddly large figure comes out from one of the other doors opposite of where the rooms were.
How many people you got in here?
My dear, I don't know if I'd exactly call them people per se.
I don't know.
Or family?
Indeed. I need you guys, the 3 of you, to roll initiatives.
Shit.
Oh,
19. Oh.
same.
We got a reroll.
Oh. 11.
18.
Jumble?
22.
No, it's not showing up on my screen, but whatever. Okay, well, Jumble, you are first. I need you to roll an dexterity save right now.
Yeah.
Before you do any of your actions.
20.
Still on your feet. All right. The professor is now on the stairs, 2nd level. You are currently, if looking at that previous map, I would say you are 3 away from the center on the left side, and the creature is currently by the fireplace. And this thing looks off. It's got claws. It's got a beak.
Oh no.
And this is currently what you're looking at the moment.
Eh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty. It's got whiskers.
Indeed.
Polly want a cracker?
Quite possibly. So what are you doing?
Let's see. Okay, well, I'll attack this thing, uh, and I'll use Dread Ambusher so I can make an additional attack. So let's see. Well, I'll get out my hand axes. And, well, 12 for first hit, and since it's 2 attacks, since it's the bonus attack for dual wielding, the second hit is a 24.
Oh, the second one does hit.
Okay. And let's see, that was a, geez, where did it go? Okay, and I can add a D8 for the extra damage. So 9 plus a D8. So 11 slashing damage total.
Okay, you come across this thing with your hand axes. The first attack does miss as the creature kind of pushes his head out of the way. You come back up with that second swing, taking a nice chunk into his neck and dealing 11 damage in the process as you sink that hand axe in near his throat. With that, Mordecai, you're next. And you roll a dexterity save.
I don't wanna.
You got to.
How about a 12?
Nope, you're out.
Ooh,
Is it,
wow.
Well, is it
Gas gets
sleep?
to- Yep.
Oh, it's
You
gas.
fall the ground unconscious.
So I have magical sleep defense. I have immunity to that, but if it's gas, I don't know if that applies.
No, it's gas.
Magical.
Nope. He's a professor, remember? He doesn't deal in magic. He deals in absolutes.
Ones and zeros, I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually don't need to eat, drink, or breathe, so could I be immune? Or
Yeah, you don't have to breathe. I mean, what say you, Professor?
We'll find out, won't we?
Oh,
Marilyn, it's your turn. Roll me a dex save, please.
7.
ooh,
You're also unconscious.
Okay.
oh boy.
Good luck, Jumble.
Well, your comrades are currently on the ground. Roll me your perception real quick, Jumble.
perception. 25.
As you're currently engaged with this beast, you notice that Fidget has now gotten one of your friends, Irina, by the shirt and lifting her up, and it now has a knife to her throat.
Oh,
Now, I suggest that
Say
you
that in your
listen
sleep.
to the professor. Yeah, as he's got. By the way, he's got some weird apparatus on his face. By the way, so he's not breathing in the gas.
like a Bane mask.
We really do not want to resort to violence, but if we have to, we will. I highly suggest that you listen to the professor and just take down your weapons and come upstairs with us now.
Interesting, but here's my rebuttal, and I throw a hand axe at him.
Okay.
Knock his mask off.
25 to hit.
Ooh.
Okay, roll for damage.
9 slashing.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, he's near death. Yeah, you do so. You hit him square in the head, and it sticks, and he's now screaming as his one goggle eye is like freaking out because part of the glass got broken and stuff. Where he already has a scar across that face. Now he's got another one as the axe is now imprinted in his head. But he does let go of Irina and drop the knife now as he kind of worries about the axe stuck in his head. And with that, our other creature decides to engage you and attack. And your AC is oh, nope, does not hit. He actually does miss the first one and tries for another one. And And a miss again, as you're able to nimbly avoid his 2 hooks as he tries to dig them into your flesh unsuccessfully. With that, go again. And seeing as how you don't need to breathe, you don't need to roll me a dexterity save.
Okay. Let's see. Well, Jumble kind of shakes his head and notes that what sees Fidget with the breathing mask and sees his friends knocked out, so kind of starts to put 2 and 2 together and bounds over to him to take that mask from him and try to give it to one of his friends.
Okay, well, you've initiated an attack of opportunity by moving away from the creature. And it's a successful hit.
Ooh.
You're going to be taking 8 damage as the claws sink into your back but are not able to keep you as they pull a bit of your flesh out from near your top shoulders as you reach for that mask.
Do I got to roll athletics or something to take it from him?
Yeah, roll athletics for me, please. No, sleight of hand.
Oh, okay. Darn, I had a good one.
I'll tell you what, since I changed it, if this roll isn't better, you can keep the athletics roll. Because I did say it after you rolled that, so.
Well, athletics was 17, sleight of hand was 7. So
I'll let you have the athletics. Yeah, you pull that mask off.
Yoink.
Yeah, and of course the good Fidget is breathing in very deeply, so he's out.
with an axe in his head.
Yep. Professor gets really annoyed at this point, snaps his fingers twice, and 2 orcs actually come out from the room that Fidget had come as they now try to kind of corral you. And they're holding odd weapons that you haven't really seen before, but they seem to have some type of lightning coming between 2 rods.
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
As the professor stands at the top of the steps, like, please don't make this any worse than it has to be, Jumble. I don't want to hurt you. I want to keep you preserved as much as possible.
Shouldn't have said that.
You're really making it hard to believe at this point.
Well, I wouldn't have to be if you would just cooperate. And if worse comes to worse, then unfortunately I'll detect even worse things out here, and they may have to kill your companions. I'm not a fan of the loss of life unless it's a necessity, but you're making it very difficult for me, my boy.
You know what? You're a bad father. I said it.
That I didn't think I was going to say this, but that actually kind of hurts a little bit. Okay, it stopped hurting. All right, guys, come on. We don't have time.
All right. Who might be the closest right now for me to get that mask to them? Or well, I guess of my companions who can fight, I guess technically Irina would be closest, but
It'd be Zildred, to be honest. Zildred is closest to you.
Yep,
He does
I'll
take
try to
damage.
get that mask on him to hopefully wake him up.
All right. Roll sleight of hand for me, please.
I don't resist. Just let him do it.
14.
Yeah, you're able to put that mask on him.
Good.
All right. Well, with that, roll me an initiative there, Zildred, as you start to get a little air into your lungs.
All right.
Yeah, so things are not looking good right now. Like there's some sort of sleeping gas, and the professors keep sending out monsters. So, and I told him he's a bad dad.
By the way, Zildred, you're not taking in a whole lot right now, and you're going to have disadvantage on all your rolls for the time being. Because you are you're in La La Land. Because I mean, you've been breathing in some fumes, so you're not all there.
And I tried to eke out a few words that I was basically waiting for Jumble to have his time with his dad because I've been planning on murdering this man since the beginning.
Get to know him at least a little bit.
Yep, I didn't want to, out of respect for Jumble, let him have his last words. But Zilder firmly believes that resurrection like that of any kind is an abomination. And so This doctor planning on doing it, and many, many more needs to go.
Well, Zolud, it's your turn. So currently,
Alright.
from your location, there is this giant creature in front of you with the claws that is near the center of the room, as well as two orcs side by side next to this thing, and they are holding weird metal apparatuses that have lightning coming off from two rods, and at the end of their staff, I guess you would say.
Do the
It's
orcs
essentially
also?
a cattle prod, to be honest.
Do the orcs also have breathing masks, or are they just
Yeah.
somehow? Oh, okay.
They got breathing masks on.
Yeah, could have been some sort of sciency gills built into them for all we know.
Nope. Surprisingly enough, these guys have not been altered in the least.
All right, I'm gonna stumble over to the nearest enemy. Could that be the hooked horror or the orcs?
Honestly, the hooked horror would be the closest.
All right, I'm
And
gonna.
give yourself a point of inspiration, by the way, for that you knew that.
Oh, I thought we weren't allowed to say it.
You're allowed to say it as long as
Okay.
you know what it is. If you can do it without having to look it up. Did you look it up?
No, I've used that
No.
monster before.
Oh. Yeah, if you guys have to look up to the side to figure out what the creature is, then yeah, boo. But if you can just name it just by looking at it, I'll give you guys props.
Yeah, I've used him a couple times against my buddies. All right, so I'm gonna go over and stumble at it and attempt to bring it down.
Okay.
What am I looking for? There we go. 23 on my first attack.
That's a hit.
Oh wait, I
But
get
roll again.
disadvantage. Yeah, I get
Yes.
disadvantage.
You have disadvantage. Again, you're a bit wobbly on your feet because again you've been huffing these fumes for a minute now.
15.
15 to hit the hook hard, you hit.
All right. Do I take any negatives to damage or anything?
Nope. Not as far as I know, unless it's something that you're doing that he happens to be immune to. But from the looks of things, he's got nothing of the sort.
All right. 8 damage.
8 damage.
Yep.
Okay. You come across with that mace and rear him right in his ugly beak and take a bit of the beak off as you come full swing around, knocking the head back a little bit.
All right, and then I'm going to take my second swing. Damage. Oh boy, 2 nat ones.
Oh my god.
Roll a dexterity save for me.
See if I can smack myself in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. 9.
Yeah, after that swing and missing with you being so gassed from earlier, you come across and you actually pull back after you miss, trying to steady yourself, and in doing so, you get your mask off with that mace.
It's very reminiscent of my dancing time with Irina.
Yep. Next thing you know,
She's
you're
asleep.
yeah, you're seeing her and you're just like shit, and you just on the ground again.
Oh, jeez. This is tough stuff.
And with that, the hook horror now gets to move, and he comes into possession of Zildred's body as he picks it up now between his two. I'll roll strength for that just to make sure he can do it.
So
Let's be safe.
mask on.
What?
Does the hook horror put the mask on?
No, you don't need to.
He's gonna break your back. No.
No, he just lifts up Zildred's body and puts him between his claws and kind of gets a nice good grip, like he can basically rip him in half.
Don't let him rip it
And,
out.
and again, now you hear the professor's like, okay, I'm trying to be as nice as possible, Jumble. You're making this very, very difficult. And I'm getting very frustrated because tea time's literally in 15 minutes and I don't want to stand here much longer. I'd like a nice little spot of tea before we start figuring out exactly how you're ticking and talking.
How about you just shove that tea up your asshole and shit it out like the piece of shit you are?
You tell Jumble.
That's rough, but I guess I could do that after we tear this man's body apart. I guess I would be curious to see if tea would be able to drink from an asshole. That is quite a fascinating experiment, to be honest. Maybe we could find out why one of your friends. We could experiment on them instead. Or you can cooperate and put down your weapon and follow me upstairs.
I want to drink any tea from any assholes.
No, please. Mutter it in my sleep. No, no.
God, no.
If you keep resisting, though, I can't make any promises. These things that I currently have down there, they get kind of bloodlusty. I'm not going to lie.
Do you promise to leave to not hurt them if I cooperate?
Well, of course. I mean, I have all the material I need, so I shouldn't have to kill anymore.
Roll insight on that. 17.
Oh yeah, he's serious. He doesn't need to kill anyone. He really is only focused mainly on you. The rest he has no interest in at all, to be honest.
Okay, I'll cooperate. Just
Well,
don't
good,
hurt
good.
them.
Okay, well, follow me upstairs, and I'll show you some sights and some things. And I'm not gonna. You can have tea with me as well. We'll have a drink of tea before we start.
Come with me.
Come.
And you'll see.
Yeah.
Drink some tea.
For
And,
your soul.
As you do so, a few more hook horrors come out of the other room, and they pick up the other bodies that are currently down, like the rest of your friends, just to kind of like bring them with them. Just sort of, it's just for security purposes. I don't want you to go AWOL while we're up there, so you're just gonna be safe. No, we're not gonna kill anyone. We're gonna do things by the book, okay? I promise. And he
Does
ushers
anyone
them
drag Fidget away?
No,
I think he's still got
they
axe
leave
in his
Fidget
head.
there. Fidget's actually dead now. He bled out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no.
at least the
Fidget didn't
scars
have much
match.
health, to be honest. He only had 1 hit point from that. He was close to death, so. And the fact that he breathed in that gas and was bleeding profusely from the axe stuck in his head. Yeah, he gone. And yeah, now he's Professor just gonna give a sigh. It's like it's hard to find good help. I mean, he was decent, and unfortunately, as you can see, by the way, you guys have to make your ways up the stairs. Roll perception if you like throughout these floors, and I'll describe them to you, Jumble.
Okay.
There's going to be a total of 4 floors, just so you guys know.
Wow, that was a nat 1, so I guess I'm still just lost on.
You're focused. You missed the first floor. Probably nothing really interesting. Go ahead and roll for the next floor.
9.
You can kind of see that there's some type of like weird clothing all over scattered across the ground on the second floor. Oddly enough, it looks like they kind of like they unrobed the bodies, and whatever personal belongings they had is chucked on this floor, kind of. So they keep all their belongings and stuff they had on them and just kind of threw them there. Go ahead on the third floor.
It's just the infamous
Nat
tunnel.
20.
Yep, we're rounding up. We're just going around the staircase basically as we make our way up the floors. Okay, you're nat 20. Oh, you see everything now. You're a little more focused as you see that your friends are being hurt. You're able to look around a little more. And yeah, tunnel vision. Anyway, there's body parts all over the place, bags over different things. It looks like some kind of a morgue basically, but there's brain, all kinds of stuff, jars of different hands, materials, things like that. This is like their storage room in terms of extra parts and other things. Like there are so many bodies, it's ridiculous. Like he's got like a whole clump that is like labeled scrap, kinda. He's got like recycling for like this is body parts, this is brain, these are fluids. Like he keeps them well organized. Like it's neat, but it's
all
disgusting to say the
labeled
least. Oh yeah. He likes to like
Glad I'm asleep.
separate his organics from his waste materials and things like that. So it looks like,
Ooh, very zen.
thank you. I'm hoping to start a compost pile very soon, actually. Get some crops growing as well. But on this land, the fertile soil it's impossible. Well, we'll figure that out, though. I promise. We're close on that one. As you make up to the top of the tower, you can see a big opening in the ceiling, and Unfortunately, the map editor I'm using, I'll get the site later. When I did the second floor, I made everything gray. I have no color, but just know the room you're in now is the top of the tower at the end of the stairs. I know the objects are hard to see, but things on the right and the left, those are actually tubes of different things in these giant, what's what I'm looking for? Like,
Bats or
yeah, vats. Yes, tanks. Some look humanoid, some are creature, so on and so forth. And in near the center of the room, where you can see the wires and stuff coming down from the top where the lightning rod is, near a board, near this body currently covered in a cloth. You can see the form of the body, but it's definitely covered in a cloth, and it looks like he's got some type of weird experiment going on currently. And again, there's tables along the walls of different beakers, different vials, things like that. As he does so, he gets to the top of the room. You can see by the other body is a table currently like the one the body is in with the cloth over it. And he points to that table and is like, okay, Jumbo. After we have our spotted tea, which you see an orc dressed in a weird maid outfit come out with this pot of tea and a cup, 2 cups. He did have 3, but after seeing that only you and the professor came up, he threw the other one out. It's like, well, Fidget ain't coming. So, yeah, Fidget gone. He presents you with them. He's like, here, have a spot with me, and then we'll get you on the table and we'll run some tests. And just in case you're wondering, that thing in the cloth right there, that actually is going to be your brother, hopefully. That's right. You're going to be a big brother. Are you excited? You should be.
well, yeah, I could I be a good big brother?
I had no doubt you could be a big brother. So long as everything goes successfully and we're able to keep you breathing, I don't see a reason why you can't help and bring your brother along and teach him and stuff. And you could have someone to play catch with, and I could have another opportunity to figure out exactly how you came to be.
Oh,
But I digress. And he takes a sip of his tea and stuff. And the rest of you, I'd like you to roll some dexterity saves, please.
I like how this the professor doesn't seem to give a shit about his loyal servant laying at the bottom, bled out to death.
I'm pretty sure he beat him, so I don't
The
think he
name of
cares.
science.
That's right.
Nice. See why I left.
Hey, that could be you.
No 401k, no benefits, no pension, nothing. I rolled a nat 1, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, oh yeah, you out, you snoring.
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, you're actually waking up.
I rolled right in between the 12.
You're kind of coming to, but you're still out. You're starting to feel like you're starting to wake up, but you're still not there yet. But Marilyn, you are coming to slowly and surely, as you are now realize that something weird is carrying you. Irina and Isbark are still out as well currently. After a bit, they get some chairs. They sit down the party in these chairs. Opposite side, near the back of the room, opposite of the stairs. Jumbo, you're still having your tea currently with the professor. And after he motions, a few of the creatures leave. A few of the orcs stay. The hook horror stays. And that's typically it. So with that, he finishes his tea. He's like, okay, Jumbo. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I want to take a sample of your blood. And he pulls back his coat, and you can see like he has this weird, like, I wouldn't say it's a fanny pack. It's more like
bandolier.
Yeah, or a girdle, but it's got like packs all over it. Like there's little pouches and things like that. Like it's weird to say the least. It's kind of like how the tuxedos used to have that, like that big a cummerbund. That's what I'm thinking of. It's like a cummerbund, but it's got different pouches and things. So he's pulling out like he pulls out a needle. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna take a sample. This is just a little prick. Don't worry about it. And he does so. He's like, okay, great. I've got my sample. Did that hurt at all? Was it? See, it's okay. You know what? I'll give you a lollipop in a second. You're actually doing quite well. Thank you for being so behaved. Guys, go ahead and roll another dexterity save.
Do I have to roll again?
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Another nat 1.
You are
Did
out.
you have any
Zildred, your
inspiration?
eyes are opening now.
Oh, actually, I do.
Or did you want to do a deal with the devil? You have the option.
I use my
Yeah.
inspiration. How about 8?
You're kind of waking up, but you're still not up yet. Zildred, your eyes are open. They're heavy, but you can kind of get a blurry sight of what's going on. Marilyn, you're about fully awake now.
I begin reaching for Lightbringer. Still thinking that we're in the middle of combat.
Play it cool.
Jumbo, I'm coming.
Nice.
My love, where are you?
She's right next to you, still making some weird sounds and moans along with her brother. Jumbo, after this, is like, okay, well, we're just gonna try something real quick. I want to do just a quick experiment, please, Jumbo. Will you please sit on that table for me real quick? Go ahead, just lay down next to your brother. It'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. As you do so, he goes by this big old switchless board or whatever, things like that. And he says, all right, here we go. We're going to try this for the first time and see if we can recreate the process. And he flips the switch. Lightning hits the rod, comes down to the table. Bam, boom, sparks everywhere, blah, 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 blah. Do you have any resistances to lightning or anything of that nature?
Nope.
All right. Roll me a dexterity save then, please.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, hang on. Well, I can see it, so I can roll with advantage. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, yeah. This doesn't even phase you. It's like getting a massage at this point. Now, you've had it happen before. You're now stranger to this.
Electrotherapeutic massage.
But as you do so, shock, blah, 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 blah.
Miracle of life. Shock.
Yes.
Ah, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yes, exactly. And it is a miracle of life. As you start seeing the hands start to move, and the professor gets extremely excited. Now, this part is all on you, Rude. I need you to roll 1d6, and whatever you have listed for your personalities is now inside this being.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no. We're gonna lose one.
Oh, the charmer.
Oh, no.
He's my favorite.
The monster blinks his eyes. My word. What the? What is this? What is this? How is this? That's incredible. How? And then he looks and sees you and he screams for a second, realizing that he's now outside of the body he had inhabited for so long.
Hi, little brother?
Little brother? Odd. At one point, I was the brother. Now I am in this thing. And he's disgusted, by the way, because if you must know, this is currently the body he has inhabited.
Dude. Yeah, he would not be happy.
Mm-mm. He's very upset.
Like a worn out
Charmer.
baseball.
Green origins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why couldn't it have been one of the other ones? And now the professor is astounded. He's fascinated. My God. I brought this other creature to life, but I had no idea that it would actually transfer a soul to the body. Fascinating. But
Wait, so
how did it happen?
you were inside me the whole time?
I dare believe so I was. And incredible as it is to be transferred to another body, this is not exactly the body I would have imagined. What have you done, you sick, sick freak? And now he's frustrated as he slams against the table, mad the fact that he has now exchanged his host to another one. And the professor's excited. It's like he's mind blown. Yeah, you guys are currently coming to now. You're fully aware of the situation for the most part. No one is no fog you. There's no disadvantage on any of your rolls. You are kind of aware of what's going on in this situation. So, he's not pleased, and this personality, Jumbles, wants back in that body, and now he's threatening the professor to put him back.
Is he like strapped to the table or just free and loose?
He's now free and loose.
Ah,
He was, but after a strength check, he's no longer. He's
am I
pissed.
strapped to the table?
No. He didn't strap you to the table, to be honest.
Yeah.
He had full faith in your cooperation that you weren't going to move. With that, he's
Are
now
the rest of us
frustrated.
tied up?
What? No.
Are the rest of us tied up?
Nope. They sat you in the chairs, didn't tie you up at all. They thought you were going to be out this whole time. I think you're grabbing Lightbringer.
I'm still attempting to get my bearings. I'm still thinking that I'm in combat. I was trying to help Jumbo, and next thing I know, I'm sleeping. I wake back up. I have no idea what's going on. Jumbo, is everything okay?
No,
Let's see.
not in the
A
least.
perception, I don't hear it.
Oh, well, the other Jumbo, the fancy gentleman, is now got the professor up after a strength check, up by his collar, screaming at him to put him back.
Hey. I mean, I'm very conflicted and confused right now, but I really don't think this is going to help.
Yeah, of course you would think that. You don't even think. I think. I'm the smart one. I want back.
Oh, really? He's the smart one. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
God, it's
beautiful.
that one.
All right. Oh, yeah, it's that one. Yeah. Come on. Really? You're the smart one? Oh, please.
Let's just see how smart you are then. Maybe only one of us needs this body. And he now turns his attention away from the professor after he throws him across the room and is now focused on you.
Well, geez. I got that guy for a dad and now this guy for a brother?
I'm about to be
Family
the
is
only
rough.
sibling shortly, and I'll be the only one inhabiting that body. I need you guys all to roll initiatives.
Dang it.
Ah, dang. Oh,
We're gonna have
okay.
to kill
60.
Jumbo 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks more like a 0.5 to me.
Jumbo 0.5. Or what, 0.2 at this point.
We traveled with him. What do we know about him?
He's charming.
The charming Jumble. Okay, so we got
Charmed his way into
16,
that
21, 13, and a 10. Is that correct?
Sounds right.
Correct.
All right. Well, with that, Marilyn, you're at the top of the roll.
Yeah.
Currently, from the map, you guys are away from the. You're at night near the back there, near one of the tubes. I would say Marilyn and Mordecai, you're on the right of that tube, and then Zildred as well as Irina and Ismark are on the other side on the left. In the center is Jumble and Jumble 2.0 or Humble Jumble. I'm sorry, Gentleman Jumble. We'll go with Gentleman Jumble. Gentleman Jumble and him are in the center, and the professor got thrown back against the wall to the back. Alongside the left and the right is various orcs and the hook horror.
I guess I'll try to Eldritch Blast the Gentleman Jumble.
All right.
Give it a shot here. 19?
That is definitely a hit.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You do your Eldritch Blast, taking out a chunk of his shoulder as he screams in agony. He looks on at you with confoundness as to why you would attack him if he thought you were a friend, only to see his companions turn against him. How dare you? We traveled together. We've done so much together. Why wouldn't you help me try to take out this other jumble so that way I can inhabit the body for myself? Why would you betray me?
I honestly don't care which one wins. I just eeny, meeny, miny mode.
Ugh.
Savage.
With that, Jumbo, it is your turn.
Hey, come on, for crying out loud! I can't even get along with myself. I enter a barbarian rage, and let's see. Do I have any of my weapons still on me?
Yeah. Never made
Okay.
you get rid of anything. You
Well-
really thought with your complete cooperation with your friends nearby that you wouldn't try anything.
All right, I'll use the great sword then and take a swing at him. 25 to hit.
That's it.
All right, and that's 11 plus 2 from rage, so 13 slashing damage.
Okay.
And
come in- Go ahead. I'll wait for you to finish.
and now since I took the path of the ancestral guardian for my barbarian, he's now has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against me. And when he hits a creature other than me, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
Sorry, try that again, please. I was
Oh.
looking at my skill. Go ahead. What's
Okay,
it do
well,
exactly?
for my ancestral guardian barbarian thing, now he's basically surrounded by ghosts, and so he has disadvantage in any attack that isn't against me. And if he hits another creature other than me, that creature has resistance to his attack.
Nice. Okay.
And yeah, so he's being kind of harassed by ghosts. One kind of looks like a bit of a cowboy with, the hat, handlebar mustache, cigar in his mouth, and a long duster coat who's kind of trying to punch him around. Another one looks like a stereotypical rogue with the full face covering and mask and tight, dark clothes. Another one looks more like a raging orc with a fur pelt on his back.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Jumbo sees Gentleman Jumbo sees this now in frustration. Really? All of you? Pretty soon there'll be none of you in this body.
Well, hey, you're the one trying to pick a fight with yourself there, hombre. Yeah,
We just
you're really not
swapped
helping your
tables.
claim of being the smart one here.
I mean, we
Just
could
can't
put them
all
back
of
on
you.
the tables and flip the switch again and see if it changes. If we put them on. If see what happens.
Work, please work. Unfortunately, this is kind of like a one-shot have to reset thing. This is not like a power switch. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna hit the reset button and try again. Hope for the best. There was different vials and stuff involved, like all kinds of different tubes and so on and so forth. There's no reset button. With that is now the flesh golem's turn, and he chooses to try to slam Jumble, the melee attack. And you're saying I have disadvantage on this, by the way?
No, that's only if he goes against someone other than me.
Okay, you have resistance though, right? So it's half damage.
Well, for my rage, I have resistance, yes.
Okay.
It basically, the thing protects other people, so makes me the focus of the enemy. But yeah, I have rage going, so that is resistance.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a hit, and that is 18 damage. As he brings his fist
That was
hard into your
half?
chest. No, that was full, so that's 9 damage in total.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
And he
more
tries
reassuring.
again as he gets to make another attack, and it's a miss. The second time he misses with the not used to being so slow as this creature. It's hard for him to move the body. He's getting really frustrated at this point. Zildred, with that, you are next.
All right, I'm going to cast. Is Irina and Ismark, are they in here?
Yes, but they're kind of in their chairs, still groggy.
Oh. All right, I'll cast Bless on Mordecai, Marilyn, and Jumble. And that will give them for the next minute, whenever they roll an attack roll or a saving throw, they get to add an additional D4 to that roll.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll move to put myself between the party and the hooked horror.
Okay. You position yourself ready to strike as you are ready for combat between the hook horror and the rest of the party.
And also, I'll command my mace to turn into a torch.
Oh, yeah. Gentleman Jumble at seeing this now is enraged.
Oops.
You would brandish that weapon against me? Really?
Not you, but this hooked horror. Then you.
The-
You abomination. Get back where you belong.
You're an abomination.
Oh yeah,
I-
that's
I
a real
love you
good
the most.
comeback, that pal.
Shut up. I don't want to hear from you.
Oh, too
Mordecai.
bad.
Mordecai, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna try branding smite. Guess that second level, and I'm gonna try to attack Gentleman Jumble, TJs we can call him.
All right.
14 to hit.
Yes, it's a hit.
Okay. So let's see. It's 10 initial damage plus. Really? 12 damage?
So 12
Two fire
damage in total.
damage. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
12
you say
damage.
fire damage?
Well, it was branding
Uh,
smite, so that's fire, isn't it?
It's radiant damage.
Oh,
Okay.
radiant. Okay.
Radiant.
He's got magical resistance.
Well, good for him.
Okay, so what's the damage in total then?
It's 12 total with the smite.
And the smite part was 2, so
It's
I guess
2.
with resistance it's 1.
One, yep. So
right.
11 in total.
And then I'll attempt to shoot him again.
Wow.
It's regular.
All right.
20.
That's a hit.
And 7 damage.
Okay. You pop a couple shots into the flesh golem. As you can see, Gentleman Jumble is becoming more frustrated as he sees the party turn on him and attacking him. And he's still a bit bewildered as to why they would do so, as he once counted them as comrades. I don't understand. I'm the smart one. I'm the gentleman. Why would you want to attack me? I deserve to be in that body, not those things.
You really ain't helping your case here, pal.
Oh, yeah, great.
Right now, you're just nothing but a raging lunatic.
Wouldn't you be stuck in this thing? I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this.
Hey, none of us asked for it, pal, but we're still living with it.
Not for much longer, you aren't. And with that, the hook horror's turn. It will now once again from the previous combat. He will be attacking Zildred, remembering their last battle, and he comes at you in a fury with his hook claws, and hits the first one for 15 damage,
Yikes.
and the second one is a miss. The other orcs currently standing in the room actually will go and trying to lift up the professor and completely ignore everyone else in the group. Marilyn and Jumble, I will allow you an attack of opportunity as they come between you guys, trying to get to the professor.
Ooh, yay. What do we do for that?
Just roll to hit with
Oh,
an
what do I
attack.
roll?
Your attack
Just
roll.
an attack.
What do you
got
typically
a
roll when you do Eldritch Blast or anything else?
I hit the button next to Eldritch Blast.
Huh.
Hmm.
What do you suppose you need to do then?
I will hit that. Oh, 13.
I got
Okay,
28.
they're both hits.
Oh, okay. Roll for damage.
Yep.
14 slashing.
4.
Are you guys both attacking the same orc?
Just whoever's in reach, really. So
Well, they're both
Yeah.
within reach. They're right behind each other, just going like a line, and they happen to intersect both you two. So
I guess I'll go for the first one, and maybe Marilyn goes for the straggler,
Deal.
something like that.
okay,
We'll
well,
rock it.
the first one does not go down, but it's damn close. You come with such a slash, it cuts into its guts as blood seems to pour out from the side of it. It grips on, huddling and hobbling as it tries to make its way to the professor, still able to move. And the same thing happens with the other orc, but not nearly as much damage as you take off again a chunk of arm, this time tearing at the arm flesh, right in the top of the arm, but it's still able to move and continues forward. With that,
Did I just do that? Hey, yeah, usually it's not him doing the fighting, huh? Funny.
No, wow, you got your hands dirty. Ooh, a trophy.
And you wonder why we're all hitting you.
I won't wonder for much longer when I possess that body. Marilyn, it's your turn.
Well, I want to Eldritch Blast Mr. Fancy Pants.
Okay,
19.
that's a hit.
Ooh, 8 damage. Better.
You do so, and he screams in agony as once again you rip off another piece of flesh, this time near the waist. And after you do this, you notice that he starts to become less and less intelligent, you would say. He's becoming more and more frustrated to the point where he is not forming correct sentences, and it's beginning to sound very. It's almost abysmal, but it's not abysmal. He's just being unable to speak the more and more he's attacked.
Like
He
He
jumbled.
talking good like you and me?
Would you say his abysmal is a bit jumbled?
Probably.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was an abysmal joke.
Ah.
Now it's a jumble joke, so it's his turn.
Okay, I really don't think you're doing too well there, pal. I'm really not big on the violence, but you're clearly not gonna stop being the violent. So, sorry. And I try to swing my greatsword at him. 17.
That's a hit.
Okay. 11 slashing damage.
All right. You slash into him again. This time you tear more deeper into the flesh than the last time. Bring a big scar across his chest, and we're
sorry,
bringing
that's
stitches.
That's actually 13. I forgot to add the rage damage. Yep.
Okay. So add 2 to that. And at this point now, he's not even like speaking at this point. His eyes have almost rolled in the back of his head as you see foam start coming out of his mouth. Stitches from where his sewings had been across the chest are now opened up, as you can see some of the organs kind of moving inside, and he's still moving, and he's ballistic now. Oh yeah. He's gone to what's called a berserker rage.
That's not good.
Yeah, he's going to attack anything near him, and the closest one is Jumble. So it's just going to be full on focused on you until you no longer exist. As his eyes roll back and his head's twitching and stuff, and his fists are just like you can see he digs his fingernails so deep into his hands you can see blood come out of his hands. That's how infuriated he is right now. The grinding of teeth and just the fury in his eyes is almost unbearable.
Don't grind your teeth.
Oh yeah, he's pissed.
I've been that mad before, just
Upon seeing this, after being brought up by the orcs, the professor's going to try and calm him down. As he's just like, please, my my creature. Please just calm yourself. We don't want to fight your. We can work on this. We can figure this out. Just don't. To no avail. He
Yeah.
ain't hearing it. He's going to attack Jumble once more. And miss.
You.
Infuriated as he swings wildly. He tries again. And another miss. In fact, it's an epic miss. As he brings back with such force, he hits himself square in the face as you see teeth and stuff fly out of his mouth as he comes across hard with his own hands. As he screams in pain and anger. And with that, we are to Zildred.
All right. So I got the hooked horror in front of me, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I also just noticed as well one of my new abilities that possibly could help before is anybody within 10, any of my friendly creatures within 10 feet of me get a +3 bonus to all of their saving throws.
Oh,
Oh,
So
very nice.
yeah, we'll chalk that up. So I will swing at this hooked horror, Lightbringer.
Okay.
Does a 10 hit?
No, it does not.
I'll attempt to use inspiration on that. How about a natural 20?
Yeah.
It does. And roll for crit, please.
Right. 11?
Nope.
So I
Close
don't
but no
crit.
cigar. You don't crit that last hit.
Uh, 9 damage.
Okay.
Unless he happens to be
Nope.
dead.
He's not undead.
All right. Oops. Button. And then I will attack one more time with Lightbringer. And it's all right.
Nope. No hit.
That's
And
it. That's all I got.
Okay. Your first swing does hit true under the chest as you push him back a little bit from the sheer force. But as you swing through for the second time, you do not take into account that you pushed him back, and it does miss. With that, Mordecai, it is your turn.
Pull out my finger and I check the air in the room, the area, and I pull out that potion, one of the potions that we gathered from earlier. Use Mother's Milk. I'm going to cast a catapult spell on it to shoot it right into Gentleman Jumble's face.
he's not
Have a
good,
sip
yeah.
of mother's milk.
The Dex 14 save.
Nope. It is a miss, as it's a nat 20 that I rolled. So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay.
He's able to turn his head a little bit as it goes flying and crashing across the room. So the professor sees that and is just kind of astounded as to why you would have such a potion on you. But he's actually working on some of his own over in the corner. So
Interesting. I guess I got one more attack. I'll just pull out my pistol.
okay.
Stick to the old tried and true. 14 to hit.
Gentleman Jumble.
Yeah.
It hits.
Still hits. Okay.
Yep, it does hit.
And that's 12 damage.
Okay. You put another hole in him as you see the stitches become more and more unbound on the body, exposing more organs and stuff as some start to start falling out. Seeing some of the guts and the intestine kind of hang off the side over his little stash, bleeding profusely. And again, his eyes are almost rolled in the back of his head at this point. He's not really there anymore for the most part. He's just so infuriated and enraged. With that is the Hook Horror's turn as he still has his attention set on Zildred. He will try to once again sink his claws into you. And that is definitely a hit. Not a crit, but a hit. And you will take a total of 12 damage. as the claws once again sink into your shoulders and pull as they try to tear your flesh from your body.
Ugh.
They try again one more time. Do more damage and another hit for a total of 10 damage. I'm really afraid to see where you're at, right? Oh, goodness. Oh, Lord.
I'm not looking so hot.
No. Yeah, tearing once again, this time from the front, pulling a little bit by your chest, sinking its hooks underneath your armor to pierce just a bit and then pull back out again. The orc's turn now. They're going to stand by the professor. As he starts to get something ready by the table, they are around him, keeping him secured and protected at all times as he makes his way across, mixing different various potions and things at the table, looking on at currently what is going on, realizing the situation has gone completely awry.
Better not be making more gas.
Well, you can find out, Marilyn, because it's your turn.
Hmm. I kind of want to hit him with an Eldritch Blast for fun.
The professor.
For fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
For funsies.
You can
He
try,
put me to
but
sleep. I don't
who
think I'll
doesn't like
hit,
a good nap?
but I get a +4 for that blessing thing. Oh, that's not going to help.
And you're aiming at the professor?
Yep. So I got a whole 13.
Nope.
Yeah.
No dice.
Yeah,
Not to mention the fact, though, you do hit something else instead. You actually hit one of the orcs. How much damage are you doing?
Woohoo! I am doing 6 damage.
Oh, well, you killed the one. You completely blow his head off.
Here.
You do
Savage.
that Eldritch Blast initially aimed at the professor, and instead the orc gets in the front, trying to protect him. And unfortunately, it's not as much protection as he thought it was. His head gets blown clear off as the professor kind of looks back like, "You brute! How dare you!"
That works too.
Yep.
The orc spirit round Gentleman Jumble is like, it's off. He's a little pissed off about killing orcs around him.
Oh,
He started it.
You're the one killing his family, you weird girl.
It's not my fault he jumped in front of it.
Well, it's not going to be your fault when your family does get their hands on you, I'll tell you that much.
Ooh.
And yeah, he's still working. While he's saying all this stuff, he's like murmuring as he's mix this together. I got that. With that, it is now Jumble's turn.
Well, guess I'll just keep hacking. 23 to hit.
Hit.
And 13. Just
Damage.
stop, please. And all right, then a +2, so 15
Okay.
slashing.
Yeah, you gotta tell me. I'm like,
Yeah,
bad. That's all good. He's still on his feet, but he's really, really weak. He's basically like trying to put his hands on you to keep himself up, and just all you can see is this fury and pain in his eyes. He is so like beyond like comprehension at this point. Like it's all he knows is destroy anymore. That's your only attack, right? It's your single attack you can have with the greatsword.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, next we go back to the flesh golem, who is going to try and again try to just obliterate you. So he's going to try and make an attack once more. A miss, as he's lost a lot of blood and he's barely on his feet, legs shaking, but he still is going to try everything he can to put you down. So he tries once more. And you have a +3 on your AC right now too from that blessing, right? From RJ?
No, he's got so far I've got on him. Yeah, he's got +4 on
Saving throws.
+4 on attack, saving throws, and then he's got a +3 on saving throws.
Oh, it's saving throws. My bad. Okay, well then that's definitely a hit. And since you're in your rage currently, you're going to take 10 damage.
So it was 20 total?
Yep. It was 20 total.
Really glad
yeah, I'm not looking so hot either.
Yeah, he hit you hard in the chest, trying to everything he can to like keep himself standing while trying to take you down. Yeah, he's like trying to look right in your eyes, and it almost looks like he's actually trying to tell you to put him out of his misery at this point. And with that, Zildred, it's your turn.
All right, I'm gonna try to keep bashing. If they got any spells, that'll help. Is a 16 hit?
It does hit.
All right, I'm going to earn a second level hold spell slot to add my smite, which will give me, let's see, 3d8 extra. Is this hooked horde, is it undead or a fiend?
Nope. It's not. It's just a monstrosity.
All right, so we will do an extra 3d8 damage to this. There's the first bit. What's that? So we got 28 damage to the hooked horde.
Yeah, it's almost dead. You hit that thing so hard, it almost brings itself to its knees as blood starts pouring out of its beak. You actually bash him in the eyes as well as that mace comes across very, very hard into its head. You hear that skull just crack a little bit as you hit with enough force to almost bring him completely down, but he's still able to keep himself standing. With
All
that,
right.
Mordecai, it is your turn.
I still got one more attack.
Oh, do you? Oh, my bad.
Oh,
I'm jumping the
wow.
gun.
Finish him.
Does a 15 hit him?
It does hit on the money.
For 9 more damage.
Oh yeah, he's done. You as he's almost down to his knees, you bring that hammer up and you just come completely down. I'm not hammer, mace. That mace. And you just cave in that head. You hear like 6 on a crunch, and then like the brain matter almost comes through his mouth as he drops.
Yeah.
I finish in like a
Yeah.
blade pose after bashing his skull. Then I kind of like look over at the orcs menacingly. Oh wait, they're dead, aren't they?
Oh, there's
Just
only one
One's
left.
dead.
Yeah.
One's
Let's
dead.
go. I'll look over at Gentleman Jumble menacingly.
He's not looking at you.
Is he menaced? Oh, okay.
He's barely conscious at this point. He's so focused on trying to get his hands on the other jumble. Mordecai, your turn now. Now it is your turn.
Now it's my turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run up to Jumble and do cure wounds on him. He's in vast amounts of pain right now, emotionally and physically. 17 to heal.
Don't think you need to roll to do that. I
No,
think
17
just-
hit points to heal you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Diggity dang. Not bad.
Oh, thanks, man.
Well, yeah, your wounds have to heal up a little bit. And you can feel from where the ribs had broken are suddenly kind of coming back together, oddly enough. Yeah, you can feel that your rib cage is once again whole. And is that your only move?
Unless I can attack as well.
I don't. How many actions were you allowed? I thought were you allowed 2 actions or 1?
I think 1 action, but you're allowed like an attack. If you have 2 attacks, counts as 1 action.
Right.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if you had 2 actions or not. That's why I'm asking.
But I mean, if you're going to allow it, I wasn't going to argue.
No. All right. With that, the one orc is still protecting the professor. He's got that rod ready, and he's just like got him enclosed, like hey, making sure. With that, we go back to the top of the order. Marilyn, it's your turn.
All right. So, as always, I want to Eldritch Blast the fancy jumble.
Okay.
Hey,
Fancy
I got
jumble.
a natural 20.
Roll for crit.
How do I do that? Hit it.
Roll
it
again. Yep.
Okay. 15, but it added up to a 20.
Yeah, it's a crit.
Okay, what does that mean?
Double
You
up your damage.
roll. Yep, your damage is doubled.
Oh, 14 damage then altogether.
Yeah, you see this gentleman Jumble stumbling as he's trying to get to his feet, and as you stated before, you don't seem to really care which one survived for the most part. You know, this one's kind of being a dick. So you ready that spell, aim at his head, and looking up at Jumble one last time as he tries to pull himself off of Jumble's body to bring himself up. That blast goes through his skull and completely just blows his head off. He almost looks sad and whimpering as if something that did not want to happen is happening to him. And next thing you know, face gone. As his body stumps to the floor, blood spewing out of the hole from where the head once was, and then just down.
Oh,
And
with
now-
that, the spirits dissipate.
Does
No,
the
that takes
spirit
care
of
of that.
gentleman Jumble like float back over to jumbled up Jumble?
Jumbled up jumble. Jumble to jumble.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because that's exactly what happens.
All right.
Oddly enough, it almost feels like something gets pushed back into you, and it's weird. It's almost like air like against your body, like a weird air cannon kind of hit you, and then suddenly now it's in you. The professor is now screaming. He's so infuriated. He's like, no, 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 no. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I was so close. I could have learned so much. Why? Yeah, he's like pacing now, all frustrated, holding some things in his hands. Now, oddly enough, he is wearing something weird now. He's got like some type of weird cloak, and it looks like it's made out of skin.
All right, I brandish light
Well,
bringer
that
once
is a
again.
lovely fashion item you have there.
He's
Thank
back.
you. I'm glad to at least hear that you survived. I'm
Yes. I don't think you will, however. I believe there was a meeting of minds, and seeing, yes, as mine was so graciously splattered across the floor, I believe we'll do the same for you.
mm,
Sorry about that.
tempting, very tempting. But I will not be joining you. I have other matters to attend to now, and I now have to try and process and figure this out again. Thank you for bringing me back to step 0, but there's much more to come. I'll figure this out, and I'll be back. But in the meantime, I hope you stay alive, and I will see you again. Good meeting you again, Mordecai. Thank you for ruining my life again. Always a pleasure. And
Anytime.
Jumble. And in the meantime, I do hope you survive, and at some point we will figure that out. I promise you that. And until then, toodles. He waves his
Cast
hand.
and tangle.
Oh, cast and tangle. Okay.
Yep. 20-foot square around him, so probably him and the orc. They must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained. Let's see,
With the gift of
save DC,
monologuing.
strength DC of 14.
Unfortunately, you do get the orc, but you do not get the professor, as an odd mist comes around him, kind of like you've seen from Strahd himself. As the skin looks somewhat familiar, as you see a bit of weird designs and patterns that also have little dangling beads, as well as kind of like a tambourine type stuff that you saw the Vishanti wearing.
Oh, he's got a skin cape made of Ashanti. Jeez.
Yeah. And doing so, you see like the fog take him as he backs up. Suddenly the fog dissipates and he's no longer where he was. But the orc is currently restrained and frustrated that he did not get to go along with his master.
So he could leave. He lied.
Hmm.
King hell! Sorry, pardon my language. But god damn it, that is a bastard of an asshole I want to fucking murder.
Yeah, now the orc kind of looks around all scared, like, I don't know what's going to happen to me.
Jumble speaks orc. Maybe he can
You know,
ask the orc where his master went. and go beat his ass.
Well, so Jumble does ask in Orcish, do you have any idea where he went?
He says unsure. Master moves around a lot. He could be anywhere. The orc's not even sure where he is. He's been stuck in this tower since they arrived.
Okay, yeah. But unfortunately, as I am still very much pissed off, I'm just going to rip you limb from limb. And so I'll roll athletics to try that. 14.
Yeah, totally. So you're just going to take apart his body since he's been restrained.
Guys,
Yeah.
just let him have it. Let him have it. He's had a very rough day.
He just tears that. You tear that orc apart limb by limb. In the same aspect of which the professor wanted to do to you. With that, the tower is now clear. I wouldn't say clear, but the top level, which you guys are currently at, combat has ceased. The professor is currently gone, but you're welcome to look around.
I'm gonna go around and look at these vials,
Yeah.
the tanks.
Yeah. I'll roll for an investigate. 12.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a 14 for okay, it's athletics. 12. Mordecai 17. Wow, Silver's got 20. Brennan.
13.
Okay, so Jumbo, you're looking around the test tubes and stuff, and you're starting to notice like some of them do kind of look like you, but they look a little more warped and decrepit. Like he had been trying this for some time now, and it did not turn out so well. It almost like stages of different body parts and things like that. Some look like creatures floating in there, but with no life in them. Others look like a full humanoid, looks almost like the flesh golem, but not quite there. Missing limbs, things of that nature. Just mainly weird humanoid creatures that are not breathing currently. Let's see here. Mordecai, you look around too, you notice the same thing, but you also notice that some of the vials and things like that on the table are interesting potions, to say the least, that he was concocting to try and use to bring life to some of these creatures. Zildred, you recognize that some of these potions are not just regular potions, but they are healing potions, and you yourself are going to find 3 of them. 3 standard healing potions.
All right.
Marilyn, you, like Jumbo, only notice these weird looking tanks of humanoid creatures and things like that currently across this room. And yeah, you're kind of freaked out and disgusted. Irina is more come to. Finally, they're still foggy. They unfortunately were asleep for a lot of it. So yeah, I think I got some in my nose. Sorry. Okay. But with that, yes, Mordecai as well as Zildred, you guys are currently looking at the table where she was crafting things, eyeballs, things like that, all in little small jars. But again, there are also vials of potions and things like that. Now, if you have any type of knowledge in that, Zildred or Mordecai, you're welcome to roll to find other things that are there.
What would that be under?
We investigate.
I mean, I have alchemist supplies, so use that for a roll.
You don't have any type of investigation or any knowledge that you can currently roll for?
Let's use investigate then.
Okay.
Or Arcana, whichever is higher.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same bonus anyway, so yeah.
Okay, so 17. And Zolder, do you want to roll besides having the 3 potions that you currently have?
Yeah, I rolled a 10.
Okay. You find a cup of 1 vial of antitoxin, and then as for you, Mordecai, you actually find 2 flasks of acid,
Ooh.
and the rest of the equipment that's there is really nothing. Just simple stuff, oil, things like that, small little ingredients of rocks, etc., flasks of water, some sulfuric, some not. Nothing too major. But yeah, out of all the things that were there, of the ingredients that you noticed, the acid and the antitoxin stood out the most, besides the healing potions, which you can kind of see are on some of the creatures that were around. So he was trying to heal these things while bringing them to life. With that, the top level has been explored. You guys are welcome to look around some more if you like, and check out the tower as you make your way through. It's up to you. There are 4 levels. Jumble has kind of been aware of what's on certain levels. Everyone else, you guys have been unconscious for most of it, so you have no clue.
So I have a total of 6 potions of healing. Does anybody else need some healing besides me?
I didn't take a hit.
I think it's just you and Jumble.
I'm not doing too badly right now, so
They give me about 2d4 plus 2. I'll use 2 of them.
We're not aware of the other floors, but we could still explore them. Like, we know about them at least.
Yikes.
Well,
Pretty
you know
sure
you're high
we're
up
aware
for
we're
sure.
high up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just haven't seen what's there. Jumble's the only one that knows of another floor that has things on it, and he missed
Let's
a
go
couple
check
of them.
Yeah.
Let's go check out other things, guys.
yeah, I guess we can do that.
Do you see anything?
My dad's an
walking up?
asshole, isn't he?
A little bit, buddy.
Like,
Yeah, parents suck.
You would know,
Yeah.
Marilyn. Your parents
I know.
do suck.
Yep. I'm actually starting to like Jumble a little bit. We're bonding.
Yay, the shitty parents.
Not that much.
okay, no hugs.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
okay, you guys are gonna make your way down basically and check these floors.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, they're not nice floors. There was one with just like pieces of bodies, so it's not a pretty floor. And then there was one with a lot of clothes for some reason.
Let's check that one. Clothes are nice.
Those are nice.
Clothes are nice. All right. Well, you guys, I guess, start making your way down. I take it you guys are gonna skip the one with the bodies, with all the body parts and stuff like that, or do you guys want to
I
look?
will.
Okay.
I
I'll
will
check.
skip it.
I'll check the body part one. I'm curious.
All right.
Well, Jumble's also loving the Zen, like he said before. And, "Oh, hey, maybe I could find a new belt buckle made out of someone."
Mordecai. Is there
Oh, wow. 22 investigation on the body
Okay.
room.
Well, first, before you answer that, RJ, Mordecai, you just see body parts, things like that. You know some of the jars. You recognize the looks of these things. Like you know how he is. How you're kind of surprised. He's just as organized as he was back then. Of course, more body parts than when you had originally been there. But
There's so much more in here now. It's
yeah,
disturbing.
he's got barrels labeled as arms, legs, things like that. Like it looks like you've gone to like a Halloween Town, USA, and it is like arm, leg, orc, blah blah blah. Like
F off.
it's creepily labeled. Yeah, Jumble, you're able to define like there's not really a whole lot there worth value. It mainly is just a room of body parts and other things that he's kept. That he's kind of just like kept organized to use in terms of processing and creating life. Go ahead, Zildred.
so Mordecai? Is there a way to basically bring this tower tumbling down, like to just basically destroy all this equipment, this or these like scientific magics he's using to bring these creatures to life?
But
You know,
it's a safe spot.
That's kind of the issue. Maybe we could repurpose it as a weapon to defeat Strahd.
That's a good idea.
I'd say maybe we look around and try to discover the secrets of how this tower actually works. Things have changed quite a bit since last I saw it.
So if you could control this Tesla tower. That'd be quite helpful.
Mounted on the wagon.
Surprised Elder knows who
Right.
Tesla is in this day and age.
Right, roll for
I mean,
Tesla.
this scientific magic tower, lightning.
It's fine. I think you went down to the clothing area there. Marilyn.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Roll your investigation.
I roll. 12.
Yeah, you notice the clothes and things like that. They're all in piles. They're not by color. He didn't seem to really care about what they were wearing. He just kind of chucked it compared to the body parts. This room is kind of like all over the place. But anyway, as you kind of look through and look around, you notice that there is actually some coin in a lot of these clothes that he didn't even bother with. He just left it. So you actually find up to 120 gold pieces altogether, collectively, as you dig through the pockets. And like, oh, wow, he just didn't even give a shit. He just threw us in here, huh?
Ew.
And other than that, it's just clothes, just typical cloth clothing. So
I'm okay with that.
Well,
Some-
after Jumble finishes dancing around with some random body parts, he also makes his way down to the clothing room.
all right, go ahead and roll if you'd like to for investigation as well.
Oh, hey, could have some good stuff here. 11. So
Yeah, you kind of look around, and unfortunately, anything that was gold that was in there was already taken out. I don't know.
Ah.
You didn't roll well enough to realize that Maryland kind of already pickpocketed, but
ah, man, someone
maybe
beat me here.
you are. Yeah, you're smart. someone got it before you. You know that
Damn.
much. But yeah, it's just cloaks, shirts, pants, boots. Nothing too impractical, like you would say armor wise. It is mainly just strictly street clothes. He wasn't grabbing anyone of like military profession for the most part. It was like simple creatures and humans, elves, orcs, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I don't really know for sure what was in the next room. I had a lot on my mind at that time. Just be careful, I guess.
You first.
Okay.
Okay, you make your way down to the first floor. Go ahead and roll investigation.
18. Okay.
Okay, well, as you make your way down first, kind of leading the brigade, you notice this room is actually just a living quarters for the professor, it looks like. Standard bed, simple things like that of nature, nothing too crazy or wild. You find a book that looked like it had notes in it, but had recently been torn out. So there are no pages in there at all besides the binding, which looks very impressive and regal. And typically it looks like a standard journal for the most part. Most of the pages have been torn out and looked as though he's already ransacked it beforehand. So with that, that's typically it. Simple stuff. Nothing in there really of value or anything of that nature. Just a living quarters for him to sleep when he wasn't doing his research. You also notice kind of like a little cat bed in the corner where it looks like Fidget was sleeping, as he kind of kept him like a pet in a sense. It's a bed, but it looks like a small pet bed.
It's bigger than the bed he gave me.
This is true. He made you sleep out in the barn.
I guess I could go back up to the top floor, I believe it was, with all the levers and check the mechanisms and see if I can figure anything out about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna check and see if the ground floor still has sleeping gas.
25.
Oh, yeah, you recognize all the machinery and how it works and things of that nature. For the most part, it looks like he was using certain specific vials and things of that nature to put into the machine, in which case he would pull back the switch and the lightning would strike the rod, and usually he could figure out a way to project it. Unfortunately, in terms of trajectory and what it would hit, it pretty much varied on what was there. So with Strahd being close by the tower and in the air, it would strike at him. Whereas with Jumble and such, with no other creatures in the sky at the moment, it went towards down the lightning rod to him. So it's very much a perimeter type lightning rod. So you could use it so long as the target is within range.
Hmm.
And it definitely takes a minute to reset. It is not something you can consistently reset. You also seem to notice that a lot of the materials he used were made up of other creatures.
Obviously.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, oddly enough. Seen
So
that
he-
before.
He was taking weird fluids of some creatures that you don't even recognize where he got them from and putting them in the machine.
There's a
Okay,
way.
well, do I see if there's still sleeping gas on the ground floor?
No, it seems to have dissipated. Once you guys had made your way upstairs, it cleared the room. So you should be safe to travel through. Also,
Okay.
can you roll perception for me, please, as you are currently down there on that floor?
18?
In one of the rooms across from you, the one that across from the cots that you had slept, the room with the cots in it, you are hearing banging and odd, monstrous noises from that room. The door seems to be shut and locked in a sense, but these whatever was in there beforehand, and the creatures that he had currently had, are now trying to get out of the room, knowing that something is amiss.
Guys, we might have some company down here.
The rest of the Oompa Loompas.
Yes. Now that the man of the chocolate factory has disappeared.
Well, 21 to hear. See if I heard that. Some upstairs.
From upstairs. I will say that you hear Jumbo crying out to you, but you don't hear them banging the door. You can
Running.
kind of faintly hear that Rude character Jumbo. I know I said Rude. But yeah, Jumbo. He's kind of like, come, yeah, I got problems, guys.
Crouched down looking at all these levers and stuff, and I hear that and start bolting down the stairs.
I'm going to investigate, see if I can kind of estimate how many creatures there could be behind that door. 21?
There's a lot of voices you can hear. It there's got to be at least 8 to 10.
Ooh.
Yep, he pretty much took a lot of his henchmen, and he would stick them in that room basically. And then whenever he had need, he would snap that finger to have them do his bidding. Yeah, I'm that well trained.
Is there like a window or something that we can look through, like a little hard
see it.
viewing window through the door?
No,
People.
No
that
people.
nope. That entire wall and the door is all smooth, no see-through surfaces.
No feeding slots, nothing like that.
Nope. He never had fear of them. He had them in complete control, so he would feed them and do as he pleased, and then he would put them back in that room when he was done.
Hmm.
Though from the outside, there is a window you can kind of see inside there.
Hang on, I might have an idea here. I think I saw one of the other guys do this before. I'm going to use disguise self to transform myself into the professor. Kind of like it's not a pretty sight how I do it, but eventually I do look and sound like the professor.
Okay, yeah. Your twistings and turning of your body and the weird mechanical, I can't even say the word, but machinations. You completely turn yourself into the professor in terms of look and vocals.
So I just kind of call out, all's clear, no worries.
The sound actually weirdly stops, puzzled. And I gotta roll something real quick. Wow. Yeah, you're lucky they're dumb. They completely believe that you actually are the professor. And they stop whatever they're doing and become calm again.
I have a good idea. Ooh. New test. Survival of the fittest. Fight it out among yourselves in there.
Yeah. They're totally duking it out in there now. You're starting to hear blood screaming curdles from the orcs as the sound of what sounds like hooks are hooking into their flesh and peeling it. Caws and screams, stab sounds, orcish yells, hook horror, bird-like screeches. Yeah.
Music to my ear.
You're lucky they're so dumb. The intelligence is negative. It's really bad. What do you guys like to do next?
So we figured out how to control the tower. Or did you, Mordecai, figure out how to control this thing?
Oh, I think I have a good idea of how it works. The question
work?
You
being,
got a good idea how to tear this thing down so that asshole can't use it again?
yeah, I'm sure there's a pretty easy way to do that. Let me go back upstairs. Run back up the stairs.
Okay, well, Irina and Iskral say that they're going to meet you outside near the wagon. They're going to get the horse ready and things like that. They tend to kind of look around once they get down to the bottom and they grab a couple of provisions, such as apples and things of that nature they had laying in the pantries, food for the horse, so on and so forth. And they make their way out. And they say they will see you outside then when you guys are ready to travel once more. So
And
you're
I'll
heading
head
up
out
the
there with-
stairs.
Yeah, I was gonna head out there with Irina and Ismark to make sure there's no shenaniganry. Strahd doesn't come swooping by again and see ya. Thanks again.
Yeah. They're just loading up the wagon and stuff, getting their provisions, feeding an apple to the horse, patting him, blah blah blah, making sure he's still okay, which he has been. He's been fine. So far everything seems to be clear on the road. With that, what are your actions? The guy.
So I can use my tinker tools and try to see if I can mess this machine all up.
Okay.
Got some wires.
Self-destruct or something.
Yeah.
Initiating self-destruct sequence.
Activated.
What is that? 19 performance.
So you're trying to blow this thing up, huh?
Yeah. Maybe I'll try to overload it. Have it surge with too much
We're not
energy
taking
and
it with us.
Okay.
well, this thing's huge. I mean, would we
I
be
don't
able to? Or
You're the tinkerer.
well, how big is this rod? But you said it was huge in the beginning, right? Like,
Yeah, it's a large lightning rod up top. Like I would definitely say that it's about the length of the room that you're in currently,
okay.
height wise.
So there's no possible way
big
to
old
take it
metal-
apart and just bring it with us, is there?
No, not unless you're going to take the time
Oh.
to do so.
I checked to see if the dead orcs still have the zap rods.
There you go.
The cattle prods, huh?
Okay.
Well, whatever they are. They look like they zapped people with lightning.
Mordecai, could you fashion an axle system with tire or with wheels, put on the bottom side of the tower? We'll just drive the tower around.
I don't know if you guys have enough
Use these
power
things.
to pull that thing. You have one
We
horse.
got some hook tours. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we might
yeah.
have one left soon.
You guys only have one horse.
Before I set this thing to blow up, I'm gonna take many copious mental notes on how it's put together, and remembering that we do have those other rods, maybe we could fashion something of that nature later on. Attach it to our wagon.
Yeah, roll investigation on it to see if you can figure it out.
Yeah, before we blow it all to hell, sky high.
Take some of the
Lightning
mechanics with you.
Cadillac.
You know.
Also, roll an investigation on that one of the rods there. Rude.
Okay. 18.
Okay.
Let's look at that D4, extra D4. Does that count for this?
Has a minute passed?
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has.
Is it a saving throw?
No.
Yeah,
It's
you
not.
look at it, but you can't really figure it out per se. Like you kind of get the gist of it, and I'm sure you could figure out.
I stare at it
How
harder.
Yeah, you can kind of maybe build one, but like it's still. Yeah, no.
I strain my eye.
Yeah, it's not coming to you. You're trying to like your best to make mental notes, but no. Jumbo, this lightning rod is kind of like almost like a staff in a sense, but it has a 1d6 of lightning damage added to it. So, in terms of like creating it, it literally would be like a staff with an extra d6 of lightning damage.
Okay, so it's a quarterstaff with an additional d6 of lightning.
Yes, and it's got a complete
Okay.
total of 4 charges. Once those charges are up, it no longer emits lightning. Unless you can figure out its fuel source.
Hmm.
Sure, it's
And
people
there's
parts
2 of
for
them
hand.
then, since there were 2 orcs, or
The blood of your enemies. What?
so there were 2 orcs, so were there 2 of those?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
The professor got the other one.
Okay, before we blow this
Oh.
thing up, is everybody out of the tower?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave.
Okay, so you're outside by the horse. Silder's currently outside. Jumble, where are you at?
Well, I'm back up there with Mordecai at least,
Yeah,
you know,
you're currently with Mordecai at the moment.
and just kind of eyeing the place a little wistfully, like, this was in an odd way home, but yeah,
Sweet.
just very, very conflicted about everything that's been happening.
I put
Oh,
my
yeah,
hand on his shoulder and I say, home is not a place where you came from. Home is where you make it.
I give him a
Home's where
bit
the
of a
heart's at.
one-arm hug. Yeah, you're very wise, Mordecai. Thanks.
Somebody thinks so. Thank you. You ready to blow this thing up?
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of bad things happened here. It's probably better that we try not to let more bad things happen here. Yeah.
Well spoken. So I'll kind of try to set a timer on it so we give some time to run down the stairs and get out of there first.
all right. Roll me a d6.
E6.
Uh-oh.
I don't like that.
That's how many seconds you have to get out.
You?
Okay, you got 2 turns to escape the building.
Yeah.
You notice that whatever you set for that, you're like, oh, okay, that's a lot faster than I was expecting. And since you said it, I'll let you go with the first action. I will say you might be able to make it to the bottom floor at the end of these turns.
Can I try to just smash my way out the wall and at least give us an opening?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll try to smash a hole in the wall.
Can we?
You guys are at the top of this tower, right?
Yeah, we're at the top
It's like
floor.
40
Yeah.
feet up or something.
Yeah, approximately.
All right, 18 athletics, is that enough
Yeah.
to
Oh
bash?
yeah. You hit the wall hard enough to completely open up a big old hole.
Okay, I made an exit.
I don't know. I think we're just gonna have to jump it, man. We don't have a lot of time.
Okay, hang on to me.
Oh, wait. Hang on. I forgot about something.
Where's Battle Cat?
I have it. I cast Featherfall on both of us.
Ah,
I have time for that? So just grab on a jumble and I'll cast on both of us. That'll be my turn.
I'll allow it, but you got to roll acrobatics as this building's about to blow.
Shit.
Are you guys just leaving Marilyn up there?
I'm outside.
Yeah,
I'm
she went
good.
outside.
Yeah, she went outside before they even started this.
21.
Okay, Jumble, you're gonna take some damage from the explosion.
hang on. I'm adding a d6, so I've got 16 acrobatics. Does that
Okay, well
improve?
then you're fine. Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You made it. Yeah, you jump out with the feather fall. You right before you go a little off, and then nice and slow, and whoop, right down to the ground. Very softly.
How's Jumbo carrying Mordecai? Carrying him like across the threshold, like.
It's like that bodyguard moment with Whitney Houston or whatever.
As we softly touch down, the tower just fucking explodes.
Yeah, it completely blows up. Just big
We
explosion.
don't look back at all.
Yeah, cool guys don't look at explosions.
That's right. Yeah, the lightning rod hits the ground, breaking apart. The explosion of whatever was left in the tower, also that was alive from that little last man standing battle royale that Jumbo caused. They are currently also dead from that explosion, and the tower is reduced to nothing but rubble and ash. As you see, body parts and other things that are kind of flung all over the place. It's almost like a 4th of July spectacular, but instead it literally is like different limbs and things flying through the air, caught on fire and inflamed and engulfed. As what was left of the professor's place of work is no longer standing. You guys have completely demolished the building.
Of course we did.
Yep. And with that, Irina and Iskal look on, and they look at Jumbo or whatever, knowing what's happened. It's like we are so sorry for everything that's happened to you. And unfortunately, we no longer have time to remorse. We must move forward, especially with such a large explosion as it happened last time with the other bone grinding mill. We must keep moving on towards a place of refuge. So, if you would please, we must depart now.
Yeah.
They give you one more pat in the back or whatever as they're there, and they make their way into the wagon.
Can I take some of the chunks of the lightning rod?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hey, I've got this thing too, and I show my lightning quarterstaff.
Oh, yeah. We could do something with that, I think.
Yeah, you get bits of metal and iron, and they seem to be charged with a bit of electricity as well. They're like weirdly magnetized, it seems like. So when you kind of like put them up, they clip together, and then takes a little bit of force to pull them apart. And you're not sure if it was from both the explosion or just the fact they've been hit with lightning so many times that had caused it. There's also some copper wiring as well that you find.
Ooh.
And with that, I take it you guys all get in the wagon then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's time to get out of here.
You look on as the smoldering remains of the home in which Jumbo was once created, a place that Mordecai had also called home at one point during his time as the beginning artificer, is now completely in rubble. And as you make your way towards down the road, you look on to move forward to get Irene safely to a location, get her out of the hands of Strahd, and make your way out to hopefully find a way to escape Barovia. And that is where we are going to leave for the night. So that is currently where we are at.
Very nice.
Well,
So, Jumbo, wait, your backstory.
yeah, I really wasn't quite sure how to react outside of, getting a little crazy with the professor, but yeah, definitely an interesting backstory. Kind of disappointed that job got away because, yeah, I think enough of Jumble has agreed that he's bad news and really shouldn't be around much longer. So, got a little tense there on some of those battles.
Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah, that flesh golem. As soon as I added him to the encounter, the difficulty went like, whew, like oh boy. But it's the only thing that fit. Like I'm like, I gotta find this creature that we're gonna try and bring to life, and yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much what a flesh golem is. Also just the whole me trying to somehow take on several orcs and hook horrors, and yeah, while everyone else can't wake up. That
That was rough.
Can't wake up.
Yeah, dude, that was fun. I had it set for a dexterity save of 15, and I was surprised that all of you guys passed it with flying colors, besides Zildred. The whole point was you guys to get knocked out and then start upstairs, and you kept persisting. And I did forget that you don't have to breathe. It's like, dang, that's right, you don't have to. So that doesn't help at all. So you didn't even have to roll.
yeah, well, I had to think about it too for a bit, but
I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting you to kill Fitch either. He had like next to no health. He was like a level 1, like simple little gnome guy. I didn't even bother like really with a class or anything. I gave him something simple.
well, he was threatening one of our friends, so
You went through and did all the artwork for him just for him to get that from his head.
Yep,
You will be missed, Fidget.
died of a splitting headache.
he did. An ode to those we've lost, Fidget, so far.
Fidget. Poor Fidget.
Oh.
By any chance, would he have been voiced by Gilbert Gottfried if you'd had help saying things?
Maybe.
He kind of looks like Danny DeVito to me a little
That's
bit.
actually where I base him more off of was Danny DeVito, to be honest.
Danny DeVito.
Okay. No, just a while back, I think we were talking about Cyber Chase, and there was Widget from
Oh my
that
gosh,
show.
you're right. That was his name, was Widget. That would have been funny.
That's what I was
if I would've
thinking.
if I wouldn't have made him a halfling or whatever and made him like some type of like creative weird creature, then I would have done that. I would have been like a half bird man type thing. It'd be great. Hi, my name's Fidget. Come on in.
I thought that's kind of where you were going with Fidget Widget, but okay.
You would have no voice left after that.
Yeah, those are rough voices.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, and the whole Gene Wilder. I actually came up with him the other night. So first I'm like, this looks like a great person. I'm like, no, I need someone more like immaculate. This guy's got to be like, I want to do the whole clever like, aha. And I'm surprised because I actually told Josh before we started this that he knew that the person that was pretending to be the professor was not the professor. And you stayed quiet the entire time.
Well, that's player character knowledge, you know. But you said that my character knew that, or?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you said that. So I was like, this is secret, or?
I
No,
was
you
wondering
knew.
why Mordecai didn't say anything. Like, yeah, this is not the dude I
Mm.
assisted.
Mordecai hit the bed again. Well, you said that Mordecai didn't really see the professor that much. That's what you were telling me
well,
last
he still
time.
recognized, like, I mean, he runs around looking like Willy Wonka, so
Yeah.
it's not really someone you
Hard to
forget.
miss.
I mean, if you went into work and there was a guy running around in brightly colored clothes with a top hat, I'm pretty sure you'd know who that was.
Yeah, not at my workplace.
Especially now he's got a friggin' flesh curtain.
Yes, he literally has a flesh curtain made out of the Ashanti, which is why he was able to travel to and from the lands of Barovia. He actually figured out a way to get around the whole portal or the whole mystical going in and out by disguising himself, cloaking himself with Ashanti skin.
Yeah.
Smart.
That's a scientist for you. Got to find those workarounds.
Yeah, Marilyn probably won't do that. She's desperate to get out, but probably not that desperate.
Speaking of Maryland,
Like Muldoon.
you're getting yourself another level, by the way.
Woo!
Woo!
Yay!
I will say the rest of the party, not this time.
Yeah,
But
we're
Maryland, that fight, that's a lot of experience.
That was a lot going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. The
I
flesh golem itself has got a large amount of experience.
I tried.
You did well, actually.
So I used one spell the whole time.
That's what warlocks do. That's why they're awesome.
Welcome to the land of warlock. What are you gonna cast? Is it Eldritch Blast? Please tell me it's Eldritch Blast. It's
I
gotta
don't
be
know.
Eldritch Blast,
It
right?
could be.
You know what? Eldritch Blast. And that's what they do. But yeah, just a quick little one-shot homebrew with a little bit of origin for our background for Jumble. And there is something that I kind of goofed on.
Oh, do
And
tell.
it's actually was in that journal, and that's on me. What'd you roll when you investigated his room again? Do you remember, Rude?
Maybe an 18 or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was 8.
It's pretty
I had a
high.
pretty good roll.
So there is a note about where he's trying to go next in that book. It was missing the formulas and stuff he was trying to use to recreate life, but there is one place he is trying to go. And it's the words sigil were repeatedly written within the findings of that book. A place where all doors lead. So,
It mentioned sigils and a place where all doors lead.
yep.
Yeah.
And if none of you have researched sigil before, don't do it. That's where we're going next is the Planescapes.
Gotcha.
Just so you guys are aware. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. Anyone have any thoughts or anything else you want to share before we end the night?
I did want to give a shout out. We did get raided earlier, as I mentioned, by Penny Dragon Games. Thank you for the raid.
Yes, thank you so
Hey,
much.
thanks.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
There's the X.
There's the axe. Yeah.
Always nice to say
Yep.
thanks while holding a weapon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, just like the one that went into Fidget's head.
Yeah. I also saw that James is watching, so thanks for watching as well again, James.
As always, James and Tim, thanks for joining us on the ride.
Did you have a good birthday? I hope you did.
I
I
think
know
so.
I missed it.
I'm hoping next time we play, I'll have my light fixed and I won't be quite so sick.
Yeah, it'd be great. But at least we're glad that you're able to join us and we're actually
Yeah,
able to do
thank
this.
you.
So, yeah, and next we're making our way. We should actually be arriving at the destination for Irina for her safe spot. So, yay!
Well, yeah, thanks for putting this together, Brian. Definitely a cool development of Jumble's backstory.
Oh yes, and now we kind of have a narrative for a opposing character now that may be on again, off again in your life.
True. I'd like it to be off again, but
He's quite clever, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting at least.
gonna be like a cockroach or a tick or something.
That's
The way
right.
he sticks around.
He's the Green Goblin to your Spider-Man. I would say the Joker to your Batman, but he's not crazy. He is kind of crazy, but
Maybe more my Thunderbolt Ross to my Hulk.
yes, there we go.
Very nice.
Yeah, that really fits, honestly. I mean, on one hand, Ross wanted to destroy him. On the other hand, he wanted to use him as a weapon. So
Mm-hmm.
kind of fits, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just wants to know the ultimate secret to creating life outside of magic and things like that. So he's always trying to like control things for himself, or at least figure out an alternate way to do things outside of the magical realm.
Good
So
luck with that.
Mm-hmm. We'll see what he does next. Like I said, that's the next big thing is that he's going for is he's trying to make his way into his place called Sigil, which is equivalent to basically a hub to every other universe within the realms of D&D.
Is that from the what was that new set that just came out? You fly around like spaceships?
Spelljammer.
Spelljammer.
No, but
Okay.
it does lead to the plane for Spelljammers.
Okay, because I have those books and I read through them, but So I remember hearing something about Sigil, but I don't remember reading about it in those books.
Yeah, Sigil is
that's something
actually the
that's-
next release that's coming up. To be honest,
Yeah, something that's coming up.
it should
That
be
br-
either at the end of the summer or I want to say sometime in August is when it's going to be released. But yes,
All
it's
right,
going to be the Planescape series. So we will be investigating that. Which, funny enough, is actually where Vecna made his last stand. So,
Oh,
mm-hmm.
well,
Hint,
tour
hint.
group time, and here you see where Vecna made his last stand.
He went against basically a creature above a god called the Lady of Pain, and didn't end so well for him, unfortunately. As he tried to rewrite the whole universe to his liking, and then they had to reset the whole thing. Little background history for you, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I think
That's-
it was the Lady of Pain, and then her sister was like the dichotomy to her. Can't remember.
Mhm.
Can't remember what her name was, but yeah, she was like all suffering and pain and sadness, all manifest.
Yeah.
Bad bitch.
Yeah, dude,
Lovely.
Lady Pain's no joke. No joke. But she may have evolved for equality currently in her land. No one really talks to her either. She just likes keeping things in balance. Even though her name is Lady of Pain, she's not really a pain god. She just likes having everything kind of even. And when things go out of whack, she tries to keep them level again. It's crazy, but it's gonna be a fun adventure when we get there next, which is why I'm very excited for that. But with that, we are at our time for tonight. Again, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks for the raid.
Yep.
Thanks our players. By the way, Jumble, give yourself a point of inspiration for dealing with backstory drama and getting through it.
Sure.
I'm also
Dramatic
giving a point of
inspiration.
inspiration to Zildred as well, because you actually called out a couple of spells outside of normal combat to keep people in and used very critical thinking during combat. So Marilyn, you can get one too one day if you stop just using Eldritch Blast.
A warlock who stops using Eldritch Blast.
That's why you get a
You
point of
lost me there.
inspiration. Exactly.
Yeah, but Eldritch
You
Blast
lost me.
works.
Mm-hmm. Other spells work too. But that's
But
okay.
I try they don't.
One day. Hopefully with this new level, maybe it'll work.
Eldritch Blast level 2.
Yes.
Now we're casting it at a second level.
Enhanced Eldritch Blast.
Advanced Eldritch Blast.
All right.
This is a level beyond Eldritch Blast. That's what I'm waiting for.
Please, go even further beyond.
Beyond!
Elder Eldritch Blast.
Oh my god. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again for joining us, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.